Potentially.
It's fucking freezing in here.
Yep. Yep. Looks like it. Uh,
Good. No. Slippity, slappity, sloopity, sloopity.
uh, the two mixes. Yeah, I think so.
Poopity, poppity,
Uh,
pippity, boppity, poop. Oh, okay. It's begun. Hey, everybody. Well, welcome to this. Yeah, Jovan's just there, and I'm here, and Jimmy was talking, and he thinks that people
I
can't
did
hear
that
him, but
really
they
well.
probably can.
I did
That
that
was
freezing
great.
really good. That was a really good freeze.
If there wasn't moving things behind you, I would have been thoroughly convinced.
That's what makes it funny.
I get it.
Right. That's what makes the bit. By the way, mute. I need you to. I'll talk to the people. I need you to mute your mic and then go and watch my most recent TikTok.
Okay.
Because you specifically, Forrest, will really appreciate it.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Guys, welcome to Calling It Now, a show where you can call it now, it being that phone number, 336-543-2101, and you can call to talk to Forrest and myself. We are live to debate all comers, especially if they're conservative or Christian or capitalists. Those are the ones that I want to talk to specifically. So if you want to have a fun little hang time, he watched it. If you want to have a fun little enjoyable time, then pick that phone up, call us now, and get on the line. Because listen, I think too many times I don't want to say dirty conservatives, but let's just keep it a $1.50. You little crusty conservatives need to do it. By the way, Jimmy wants us to tell you there's new merch in the merch store.
I reposted it.
URL like for linemerch.com. So if you go to linemerch.com, there's a new shirt that specifically talks shit about Professor Mike. So if you want the sweet, there it is.
Hey,
if you want the fuck Professor Mike shirt, that's what I'm going to label it as. The fuck Professor Mike shirt. Then you got to go to linemerch.com. All right. And you can get a fuck Professor Mike shirt. Everybody else, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're here to debate and welcome to the show.
I think I readjusted my bullshits. I need to make sure that I'm in frame and that everything is normal over here on the two up. Just so everybody knows, MAGA folks have no morals. They have no values.
None.
They have nothing that they stand for that actually has any meaning. They have no ideals. They have no principles. They have absolutely nothing. All they have is blind loyalty to their God King, Donald Trump, and hatred for anybody who Donald Trump tells them to hate, namely trans people and non-white immigrants. And in this show, just as in every show, they're going to prove it. They're going to call in this show and they're going to say, I believe in blah, 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 blah. And we're going to show them times when Donald Trump has violated those things. And they're going to say, yeah, but that's okay because that's Trump. That's daddy. He's allowed. And they're going to say, we believe in America. America has to be these things. And America has these founding principles and blah, blah. And we're going to show where Donald Trump violates those things. And they're going to say, it doesn't matter because Trump's in charge and Trump has the right to blah, blah, blah because he's Trump and Trump. They're going to show over and over and over and over and over consistently that they are in a fucking cult. What does this button do? Oh, hell yeah. Look at my fucking forehead over there. That's great.
What are you Are you on OBS, you said?
No, I'm fixing the this thing, and it's just.
I assumed you were fixing this thing on OBS. Okay.
No,
Forrest is like Papa.
In Elgato Camera Hub.
You are like Papa. That's the Stranger Things thing.
Reference?
I don't know. 336-543-2101. That's the relevant reference here.
That. I recently, by the way, I'm streaming on Twitch now, and I had to readjust my entire office to make
Like
that
right now?
functional. Not right this moment, but I will
Like this
start pretty
specific
soon.
second?
But I
Yeah.
am now a Twitch partner, and I am beginning the process of
And
streaming
you
on
didn't
Twitch.
have to do any of the shit the rest of us had to do. Congratulations for bypassing the
of course
line.
not. Yeah, because I'm real fancy. I'm starting that, and I want to start streaming science lessons that I think are interesting. And I want to do like pre-acteria. I want to react to creationist media before I make a video about it. And I also really want to stream like children's edutainment games. I think that would be a lot of like if we all log in and we all play Elmo's Number Adventure and we all learn how to count together. That'd be great.
One of my favorite gaming streams was when I played the Peppa Pig game. We got real into the Peppa Pig game. This was years ago. Is this where we learn that Forrest is going to do his own version of Bill Nye the Science Guy? Because if so, I want to get in on I want to be a producer on that. I want to get in on the ground floor.
What part of what I just said is leaning you in that direction? And also, how is that different than anything I already do?
No, but now I'm thinking like studio audience.
Oh yeah.
Actually like if we just do you're like, I'm kind of sold on this. How do we make this happen?
The problem is that Bill Nye the Science Guy was mostly physics based because he himself was an engineer. Bill Nye the Science Guy
you could bring on like animal experts who bring on like reptiles. I'm kind of sold on this idea.
I feel like
Jimmy, I don't know if Jimmy's still listening.
Only a lot more cursing and dick jokes.
I was thinking Zaboomafoo.
Yeah. That's our
with
word.
the Kraft brothers.
That's
our word.
Isn't
Zaboomafoo Swahili?
No, I'm just for biologists. I mean to say, but why would it be? Because that's the main thing was a lemur, which is from Madagascar. So wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't they pick up Madagascar?
Okay, then maybe it was a Madagascar word. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never actually thought about it before at all because I've never watched Zaboomafoo. I just know that
I'm going to say, what does Zaboomafoo mean? It's probably made up. What does the word mean? Zabooma is a playful, invented name with no. Okay, so they just made the name up.
Yeah, you just assumed that it was a word from some African language. You racist. But I think it would be neat. I would love to do it. I've got some big plans. I've got some big ideas. Remind me after the show to tell you about an actual show that I've been wanting to pitch that I've been working on for a few years that I think is really great. I've got a good opening sequence for it already. You'll like it. Anyway, this is the show.
I'm really sold on this Forrest Valkai science show. I just need. I'm trying to think of a fun name. You have a name. Valkai, I don't know why I'm acting like you don't have a name. You literally have a name.
The science person.
It rhymed. You didn't need to go.
It doesn't rhyme at all. Person doesn't rhyme with Valkai.
I can't tell if this is a bit.
Call that number on the screen.
My autism is going to go crazy with that one.
543-2101. If you believe in Jesus or Donald Trump and want us to as well.
If you believe in Donald Trump, if you think he's a real person, pick up the phone and because we got something for you.
Somebody said trickle-down economics 3 times in the mirror in a dark room, and all the hair and lint and oils came up out of their drain and coagulated into a person that started screaming racial slurs, and then you elected him president. This is the story of America.
Of a girl who cried a river and drowned a whole world.
No, it's not. It can't be a girl because they're also extremely sexist. Pick up that phone. 336-543-2101, I think is the number. And let's talk about things, specifically about politics and maybe religion too.
I reached over to grab my water and I didn't bring water to my office with me.
Would you like to go get some? I can continue riffing.
I thought you were going to say, would you like me to go get you some? I'm like, yeah, sure.
I'll bring you some water to Florida.
It might take you a while.
Yeah. A little bit of a drive.
Let me go get water real quick.
Jovan is in Florida. He is very far away from me. He keeps the cat ears on. Didn't take them off. Unplugged them and left like a fucking lunatic. Jovan is in Florida, and I am in Oklahoma. I think he's in Florida. He better be in Florida. And I'm in Oklahoma. But we will be in the same place pretty soon because Jovan and I are working on a charity stream, I believe, at the end of this month, where we're going to be raising money and doing cool things. And I believe we're going to be playing D&D to do it. So tune into that. More details to come. In the meantime, lines are open at this moment. We have a couple of calls coming in, but not nearly enough. People coming in right now waiting to get through the screening room. We've got lines open for MAGA folks from all around. If you are a MAGA folks, pick up that phone, 336-543-2101, and we will talk about why you support a pedophile. We'll talk about why you voted for a rapist several times. We'll talk about why you support Nazi rhetoric. We'll talk about why you support actual fascism. That'll be a lot of fun. That's we have this stream tool here where I'm able to now add things to the banner down here. I'm gonna put in here. There we go. Sending that in because we have a producer chat over here as well, which means we're not using the Discord anymore, I guess. But I'm just going to put into we have these topics rolling around the bottom here. The slaves suffered more than Jesus Christ. Trans is good for America. I hate the wording on that, but whatever. Black Lives Matter was right. Trump was one of the worst presidents. I'm also going to put in here that Trump is a fascist.
Oh, we went two different directions with that.
Trump is a
336-543-2101. Guys, I just want to talk to ops today though. So make sure we get some
office hours.
Oppies. Make sure we get some oppies. Don't the oppies want uppies? It felt wrong coming out. It felt wrong saying it, but whatever.
Are actual Nazis.
Oh.
That's a fun one.
Oh.
Actually, I'll put, because someone's going to be pedantic, I'll put veritable.
Why does that change it?
MAGA will be so confused by a fancy word like veritable that they won't call it in anyway. But ICE are veritable Nazis. That's a fun one.
Oh.
And also, shrimps is bugs.
Guys, if Forrest ever got his show produced, he would just call it Valkai Labs. Like, that's the best name. He already has a name for this.
Probably what it would be.
I just want to get on the ground floor.
You were saying you already have a name. I didn't think that that's what we were talking about. I'll be honest with you. I didn't take the time to imagine what is currently at this very moment on a fucking glowing sign behind me, right? That was Bob Marley. There we go. I didn't think about what might be the name of this show.
Yeah, the very clear name.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Get them calls up in the call, and so we can call and argue with y'all.
A friend of mine gave me this as a birthday gift. It's like an iron flask metal water thing, but it's an Erlenmeyer flask that you can't read because it's fucking solid metal, and they engraved Valkai Labs on the side. We could give these out as gifts to people who want like an extremely inconvenient drinking jug.
That would be the worst. Like that doesn't fit in a single cup holder.
No, you go on a jog with that weird fucking thing. That'd be great.
It hits you in the face. So if we start the Indiegogo, for the show, we would need like $50K for the first season. I think we could do a season with $50K.
That's a shoestring budget for
Is it?
Season of dude. When we did Roll for Initiative, it cost us almost $20,000 to put that together.
I'm used to budget and shit, bro.
If you can budget and shit your way into a Netflix production, by all means. But I'm thinking like we write this up as like a cool thing and we pitch it to people who have more money than we do, which is most people. We've already got one person on the line who is just looking for advice. But I'm interested in taking the call. Maybe we'll bring in some more people who are a little more combative. I agree with Jovan. I would only like to talk to ops, but unfortunately, all of my ops they dead. And why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head, you know. But we're gonna go and jump right in while Jovan is off doing whatever he's doing right now. Let's talk to Dr. Erica, pronouns he, him, who wants to talk about his MAGA son or grandson and what we can do about it.
Oh, that should be
Dr.
she,
Erica.
her. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Oh, okay.
first of all,
Dr. Erica, she, her.
Yeah, I was just about to say my pronouns are she and her.
Sorry about that. Our producer is extremely sexist and made a terrible mistake.
All right.
All right, Dr.
hilarious.
Erica, what's going on?
I thought you young guys might be able to help me figure out how my grandson that just turned 18, he's obsessed. He's been obsessed with the Freemasons since he was 11, and he
should join.
has MAGA points of view about things, and I don't understand the Freemasons. I know that he's obsessed with them, but they don't allow Christians in. He claims he's a Christian.
They do. They do. You will find that Freemasons in this country, especially, are predominantly Christian.
Oh, well, maybe it's they don't allow atheists in. All
That
I
is
know
true.
is I sort of, because I'm agnostic myself. I kind of feel guilty that in my family, they sort of forced everybody to go to Sunday school until you're 13, and then they said when you're 13, then you'll have you can make up your own mind as to what you want to do. So
after the indoctrination is done, yeah. So just to be clear, the Freemasons do not allow atheists in. You have to believe in some sort of higher power to be a Freemason. They will heavily coax you towards Christianity, and they are also heavily influenced by Mormons. But you have to be some sort of religious to be a Freemason. And if he's obsessed with them, he should join, and he'll learn very quickly that it's just a lazy cult of old men who want to bitch about their wives. There's not a lot going on there.
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure if he's for or against them, and I'm not sure if he's talking about the Freemasons. I've always told him, because I don't know anything about it, but I've always told him there's the Freemasons that are legitimate, and that there's been, like, it wasn't George W. Bush a Freemason or something? I don't know. George Washington was. Yeah, I knew
George Washington was a Freemason and is he was so incredibly Christian. He's like the major reason why we have like the oath of office on the Bible and shit like that, because he refused to become a president without the, God leading him in. And he also was influenced a lot by Masonic traditions, the whole, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, that God will be among them and bless them, and all the whole ceremony of all that shit. A lot of what the early presidency was is because of his very Christian, very Masonic influence.
I see.
Yeah, the Masons aren't anything particularly interesting. They are like the oldest fraternity in the world and the largest fraternity in the world and all these different things. They've of course had a major influence on a lot of things because they are so big and so popular. But they are also just, like I said, they're just a weird cult of people who have very weird traditions and not really particularly exciting beliefs or ideas that are any different than anything you get in any random American church. You'll find their symbols and whatnot everywhere, because when people are in a group that means something to them, they like to put their symbols everywhere, and people read into that way too fucking much and think that they're like doing all sorts of shit and controlling all sorts of shit. They do look out for each other a whole lot because it's in their vows to do so. But beyond that, there's nothing really interesting to say about them. And if he wants to join them or learn more about them, there's literally nothing that's a big Masonic secret that you can't learn online, because people get bored of it and leave and talk. So like, it's not that crazy of a thing. It's just a group right now for religious dudes, because it's only dudes and white dudes. Specifically, if you're not white, you have to go to a Prince Hall lodge. Some other they lodges used to be racially segregated, and now by like official Masonic decree, they're not anymore. But by practice, they still very much are. And so you just you can learn very quickly that they played an interesting role in a lot of things, but they're not very interesting people or have very interesting beliefs. And they have a long and still very standing history of racism, sexism, and just general weirdness. So just if he's obsessed with them, go join. If you're 18 and you believe in a God, you can go join. And you're a man.
But
if you're an
here's the
18-year-old
thing.
man who believes in God.
But here's the thing. I keep telling him, and maybe I'm wrong, I keep telling him that there's the Freemasons that are legit, whatever they believe in, but there's also the conspiracy Freemasons. Because he's always he gets mad at me when I talk about it, so I try not to talk about it with him, but he'll be telling me all these celebrities, and the only one that comes to mind right now is Eminem. He's always telling me all these. He goes, so-and-so, they're a Freemason. And I go, I don't know anything about it. And he'll come, when he was in the 7th grade, he always used to talk about this teacher of his. My teacher is a Freemason. He says he's a Freemason. As I was trying to tell him that there's the conspiracy Freemasons, and I don't know what their beliefs are. And then there's no legitimate
There's
one.
no difference. There's no difference.
There is no
it's
difference.
it's just like the Freemasons exist and people join them, and they've been going for thousands of years. Suppose by their lore and by their teachings, they've been going for thousands of years. They've been going for at least definitely hundreds of years. But it's just like any other religion where you have, there's different practices and different styles and different versions and different flavors in different parts of the world. And even in the United States, they break the United States up into like different sections that have different, slightly different practices. But it's all generally the same thing. It's just a fraternity, a group of dudes who get together every Tuesday night to go sit around and have lunch together and feel superior to other people. They do have like occasionally, like I said, because of in the vows, it says that you're supposed to give good counsel to other Masons and you're supposed to protect them from danger and like do your best to help them out and all these things, because you are to make the assumption that all Freemasons are like good people, because the whole idea is to like better yourself and then better the world around you. That's the idea of it anyway. People don't fucking do that shit because it's just, whatever. But they will help each other out and get each other out of binds and shit like that. And they put their symbols on everything because the symbols mean something to them. Each one of the symbols has some esoteric meaning that represents different ways of leading a good life and being a good person and connections to deity and things like that. These are all parts of the thing. And so just like with any other religion you can look to, they put their symbols on things because those symbols are meaningful to them. And then because they call themselves a secret society and a fraternity and stuff, and because they have their little secrets, and again, I can't stress enough, their little secrets aren't interesting. The little secrets are you do this little handshake if you're at this level, and you do this little handshake if you're at that level. And the biggest secret is how many times you walk around the room when you're being initiated in this way versus that way. It's really boring shit. And there's not a single bit of it that you can't learn online. It's just a fraternity. It's a boys' club of people who just want to look out for each other and think that they're more moral than anybody else because they have this esoteric knowledge that's been passed down from generation to generation for a long time and changed along the way, as any other oral tradition and religious practice is. So people hear about a group of men meeting in shadowy rooms with secret handshakes and shit, invent a whole bunch of fiction for them, and then apply that to anybody who waves and their middle two fingers kind of connect a little bit as they wave. And they're like, that's the Master Mason M. And you can see it with these presidents and religious leaders, and they're all in this secret society. And it's a much more interesting story than reality, which is just that people are people and people kind of suck and the world's kind of weird and nobody's in control in real ways. Like that's what it is.
Okay. Well, he
Yeah.
just turned 18, so I guess I can't tell him what to do, but we have one of those. They have a lodge here where I live that we drive by occasionally. I guess I'll tell him, well, go in there then if you want to find out about it. But
yeah, go talk. They're very happy, especially they want young people really bad because they're all dying out. And so, like, yeah, go in there and ask questions. They will be excited to talk to you about it, and they'll be really excited to tell you what they can't tell you because those are the big secrets. And then if he wants to join, he'll sign a document that says that you affirm that there is some sort of higher power and you promise to be a good person and that you don't, do all these evil, bad things. And then you join that lodge, and that's called a Blue Lodge, which is where you do your first 3 degrees. There used to be only 2 degrees back in the day, and then they added the third one. So you enter in as what's called an entered apprentice, and you go in there, and they teach you the basics of like how to be more productive as a person and try to start thinking about like chipping off the parts of your vices and your insecurities and the parts of you that are, not what the best you could be, and start shaping yourself as a mason shapes a stone into something more perfect. And then you become a fellow craft and you learn a little bit more, and then you become a master mason, and that's like the highest thing there is in the traditional masonry. And then more than likely, they're going to have people there that are in the Scottish Rite and the York Rite. The Scottish Rite goes up to 32nd degree, which is as high as you can go through practice. Each one of those degrees has more just philosophical teachings. It gets a little bit more and more about like, all right, so today we're going to talk about the concept of chivalry, and tonight we're going to talk about the concept of, charity, and today we're going to talk about the concept of hard work as a virtue in and of itself. And you learn all these really awesome moral lessons and really awesome philosophical ideas that I think I still hold to today that I think are really great, as well as a bunch of dumbass religious baggage and a bunch of thinly veiled anti-Semitism and a bunch of, and they don't talk about the fact that they draw a lot of their conclusions from this book called Morals and Dogma, which was written by a 32nd, or I believe he was 33rd degree Mason. You get 33rd degree if you have been in the fraternity for a very long time and you're like this well-respected and venerated person. They then give you an extra degree to say you're extra fancy and cool, and you get an even fancier hat. It's all about hats in the Scottish Rite. You get different hats. And so you get up to this thing, and you learn all these lessons, and then they give you a copy of a book called Morals and Dogma, which is just this dissertation, this fucking tome of deep philosophical thoughts about every single one of those degrees, with all sorts of literature and philosophy and this really impressive stuff. And also, surprise, it was written by Albert Pike, who is a fucking Confederate general. And they just don't talk about that, and it's boring as fuck. Then there's the York Rite, which are Knights Templar. They were, by their lore, they say that they are descended from the actual Templars who actually led into the Crusades and fought in the Crusades and like would lead people across the desert as like nomadic warrior monks. And they have all this fancy ideology about it. We're talking about the fact that they were fucking Christian crusaders going out there and slaughtering people in the name of their God. And the first thing you do when you want to join the York Rite is you have to sign a document that literally states, if a religious war ever comes about, you will take up arms in the name of Jesus Christ and fight for Christianity, which is why I never joined, because fuck that shit. And so, yeah, it's just, and then you get to the point where you're like, hey, man, this is nothing that I wouldn't learn going and studying for a philosophy degree or just a liberal arts degree in some sort of humanity thing. I could learn a lot about this stuff on other sources. There's nothing particularly interesting here. And the biggest benefit you get out of it is maybe someday, if you're in a weird bind, a lawyer or somebody who's also a Mason would be particularly kind to you and help you out because you're a Mason. You get networking out of it. You get connections out of it. And those could be very good or they could be very bad, but it's fucking way far off from a massive conspiracy theory. That's the whole long and short of it, yo. I could go on and on, but like that's all that I think is interesting or important for this conversation.
Okay, well, thanks for the information. You said it's all online. I guess I'll look into it deeper. sounds like I won't worry about it because, like I said, I can't tell if he's for them or against them based on some of the stuff he talks about. But thanks for the
He's
information.
welcome to call me anytime. If he wants to call into this show, in case you haven't picked up on it, I used to be one, and it's not very interesting. I was one, and then I realized how dumb it was. Yeah, I was one for a couple of years, but because I grew up with my grandpa being one, and I was also obsessed with them, because I thought it was just the coolest thing in the world. Great men becoming better men and making the world around them better too. And then I got into it and very quickly realized, oh, this is just a bunch of dudes, a bunch of fucking like 90-year-old dudes who just want to sit around and be racist and sexist and homophobic and bitch about the world and talk about nonsense. And they want to get drunk and they want to complain about their wives and they want to complain about kids these days. And there's nothing actually interesting to do here. And these people call themselves morally superior to everybody, but they're not doing anything particularly interesting. And also, I'm an atheist, and I at that time I wasn't, but I was deconstructing. I was like, also, I don't believe in this shit anyway. So yeah, man, it's just not a lot there. It's just not very interesting.
Okay. Maybe I could get him. I'm a member of your Patreon. Maybe I can get him to watch some of your videos.
You can call in me. Yeah, like I said, you should call and talk to me.
Maybe I can get him. Yeah, I can maybe get him interested in the sciences. Okay. Well, I don't want to keep you. So, thanks for the info.
Right on. Take care.
Thanks.
Sorry, I kind of just ran that one. It's just it was about masonry. I figured I'd just be done with it.
I had literally nothing I could add to that conversation.
I didn't think you did. I figured you would pipe up if you did.
There was nothing there for me.
Yeah, I've still got my 32nd degree hat somewhere. It's all about the hats, man. They love hats. So if you like silly hats and you like wearing aprons for no reason, go check out the Masons. They're great. Other than that, it's a lazy cult. Anyway,
call in. I want to call in about something that I can talk about, guys.
Right?
I can't do nothing with the Freemasons.
You know, talk about fucking the joys of losing community. Men who were like proud to talk to me and show me off to all their friends because I was this young new Mason who was able to memorize all of the stuff faster than anybody and give lectures faster than anybody. There's all these lectures and speeches and stuff. I memorized all of them, got all these certifications from the Masonic Lodge of Oklahoma or whatever the fuck. And I was like this prodigy that they wanted to troll around and show everybody about. And the second I was like, hey man, I don't believe in God anymore. And this is kind of stupid. Like this weird, we're doing this. Oh man, I guess you're not as good of a man as I thought you were. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh my God. I had a Mason that the first person I ever had to block on social media was a man who called me a brother and swore that he would protect me with his life and all sorts of stuff, that started commenting on all my videos talking about how I'm a socialist scum that needs to be strung up on a noose and fucking...
Okay, but he's true.
He's not wrong. I just don't like hearing it.
Yeah, no. He was really cooking with that.
Yeah, and so I've had Masons from my old shit that stalked me, followed me from channel to channel, telling people that I'm racist, that I'm evil, that I'm a anti-American, that I need to be hanged, that I need to be shot, fucking doxing me, all sorts of shit. It's crazy, and I can't even remember some of the weird shit they did. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, guys, if you also want to threaten Forrest Valkai, 233. No, I'm just kidding. 336-543-2101. Just call in if you disagree. We would really love to get some disagreement calls in. We'd definitely love to talk to some theists. We'd love to talk to some atheists. Not as much, but a little. We would love to talk to some capitalists, you know?
I would love to talk to a capitalist. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Capitalists, please. So give us a call, guys. Give us a call. Forrest is leading the charge today. I'm just back up to tell you guys to give us a call.
Don't do that.
That's my job. My job is give us a call.
Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that.
Yeah.
336-543-2101. If you believe that Donald Trump's a good president, and if you believe that ICE is doing a good job. I would love to take an ICE call today. I would love to talk to people about ICE. I would love to talk about why Trump is a literal fucking Nazi.
Call us so we can tell you why we should have more immigrants in this country. And why
I would
it is
love that
quite literally always better for the country to have more immigrants.
Why is my giant stupid head taking up so much more of the screen than yours? You need to get closer to the camera.
You need to back up from the camera.
I can't because my desk is here and that's just where my camera is.
And my desk is here and this is just where my camera is.
I can hold on. Let me see if I can can I do this? Is that better? That's a little better. Hey, look at that. I can do something like that.
You got two flippity dippity.
I can't believe you just said that to me in front of everybody. Maybe bring that like that. Does that look good? Why am I now? Well, I look taller than you. Yes, put me down here. This is what the show is until MAGA calls in. We've got another person on the line who wants to complain about what leftists are doing, and let me tell you, so do I. Let's talk to Irene, pronoun she and her, who wants to talk about what's going on the left. Jovan wants to talk to Irene. Hi, Irene. How are you doing today?
Hi. I'm doing my best.
Hell yeah.
What about you?
Likewise. Like an anomalocaris. So what can we do for you today?
So, yeah, like I said to the screener, I think that currently we lack a cohesive vision for a leftist future, both in America and globally, because obviously I'm Italian as well.
I must be confused. Why do you think we lack a cohesive future?
Well, first of all, because we have very different ideologies, very different visions historically that historically sparkled a lot of conflict amongst ourselves. And when it comes to the devil is in the details now, like actual policies, I'm not sure that we are actually talking about them enough, because what the
you're still being pretty vague. Can you be like, what policy specifically are you talking about?
Well,
like, what do you think the left should be more cohesive on?
Like, for example, like I find that most people, in the workplace, are not able to imagine how work would be, how labor would be organized in a leftist setting, you know.
What? I'm sorry. Can you tell me like what?
Like how logistics would work? How? What's our theory of value? How?
Can you tell me which leftists, like in the U.S. when you're? Wait, really quickly. When you're talking about the U.S., what leftist are you saying doesn't talk about these things?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what leftist in the U.S. isn't talking about these things?
I mean, I'm in Italy, so I cannot really talk about.
But you're saying that the left you included the U.S. in your critique. So I would assume that you would be able, like, if you're including the U.S.
Yeah.
So then who specifically are you talking about?
I mean, I'm asking you, like, what's the vision? What's the vision? What's the cohesive vision, you know?
So when you say,
it depends on what you're talking
leftists
about.
aren't talking about these things, we're saying that, like, you just You want to know what we're talking about?
No, because more often than not, we are reacting in opposition to what the global right is doing. But we are not pushing a vision. That's what I...
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I would just disagree with this. If we're talking about the left is very strictly pushing for a like anti-capitalist agenda and expanding upon worker rights. That's like pretty abundantly clear.
Yeah, see, but anti-capitalism doesn't mean much on its own. Like, what is our theory of value? Like, how would we organize allocating resources?
You want every leftist to be an economist?
No, but since we want to be, I hope that we agree that we want a more democracy rather than less democracy. We don't want to delegate everything to a technocratic class. We want to educate ourselves on these matters. So I don't want to delegate the organization of logistics, the actual economic policies to economists. I want people involvement in that.
You might not want to delegate, but what about the people that do?
I cannot infringe on their not wanting to, but
but you're sitting here going, we don't have cohesion, and when I ask you like what we want, I'm like, okay, well, we want an anti-capitalist thing. You're like, oh well, leftists they don't want to delegate, but it's not telling me that they don't want they don't have a cohesive idea. Like there are many. Yeah, you go ahead, Forrest.
So I'm going to let House Speaker Mike Johnson let you know about some things.
The DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, this is their platform. Listen, this is actually quotes from their platform that they published, I think, about a day or two ago. You can find this on the internet. Okay, here's just a sample of what they're about. They put this on paper. They're saying the quiet things out loud. Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy. Expand the House of Representatives, implement proportional representation and ranked choice voting in all elections. Establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people. Abolish ICE and grant amnesty for all. End sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. Free Palestine. Quote, for a free Palestine with Jerusalem as its capital, end all military and economic aid to Israel, prosecute U.S. and Israeli leaders responsible for the genocide in Gaza, abolish the carceral state, quote, redirect police and prison funding to public services as steps towards abolishing the carceral forces of the capitalist state. Y'all, it goes on and on and on. Defund the Department of War, replace the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen and subordinate to Congress.
So you're saying, like, what are we looking for and what are we trying to do? That's the DSA platform as read by a Republican representative as if it was a bad thing. And it's all standard right there on the internet. And you're talking to people now that are even farther left than most of those things. So like that's like the slightly left of center party here in the US that is getting victory after victory after victory recently. I don't know what you mean when you say that we don't have like cohesion in what we're talking about, or that that you don't know what we're trying to say. This is all pretty boilerplate as far as like leftist discourse online is concerned, and as far as, you know, what actual politicians are coming out and saying now.
Well, I can get behind most of the things that I've heard there, but yeah, I would argue that I would be farther left than that. But yeah.
But that's a pretty damn good start, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like, hey, I'm as far as leftist politics and whatnot is concerned, that's certainly not as good as I want it to be, but it's fucking not even a comparison, night and day better than what it is right now. So I'm down with all that. And if you think that we have a messaging issue that people don't know what we stand for, like I said, that's all publicly available online. So much so that Mike Johnson just read it and made it sound phenomenal. A Christian nationalist just made it sound great. So like, I don't know what else to tell you, yo.
Yeah, precisely. Like one of my my favorite topics, if you want, is the theory of value. Like how, because I dislike market economy. I dislike money and financial exploitation. So you, Forrest, for example, how would you, or you both, how would you value things?
Can't hear you, Jovan.
I just, this is like such a broad question, right? Like I don't necessarily want to get into like a super, I'm happy to debate theory all day, but I don't really want to get into like the nitty gritty when we're like trying to get, you know, opposition calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got, I would say that I'm not a huge fan of the labor theory of value, but I understand where it's coming from. And I'm fine with money being a thing so long as it isn't a hindrance to basic human rights and the ability to live.
Mean, I disagree with Forrest on that, but
I'm saying
that's not what the show's about.
Yeah, it's not the show, but I'm saying like I have no problem if you want to use tokens to exchange for things. If you so to completely get away from bartering or whatever else, so long as you cannot die because you don't have enough tokens. That's my whole thing. I don't care if that's what you want to do. I don't like it. It's not my preferred way of doing things, but whatever. But that's a really nitty gritty business. With that, though, I think we've got a few other calls who are currently going through the screening room. So I'll leave it up to Jovan if you have anything else you want to dig into here with Irene.
Nope.
Irene, I hope we've answered at least a couple of your questions while you're here.
Yeah, the recording was pretty good actually. So I'm satisfied, I would say.
Right on. Yeah. We're gonna look for more angry, aggressive people to talk to. So we're gonna move on. But I appreciate you calling in today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
No problem.
Hey, hustle hard. You know there's a phone number on the screen if you want to do the hard physical labor of picking up the phone and calling in 336-543-2101. I would love to tell you about some of the physical labor I've done, some of the outdoor jobs I've done. I would love to tell you all about my last actual like hourly job that I had where I was working outside well more than full-time hours in the Oklahoma heat, over 100-degree weather, while wearing a mask because it was at peak COVID and I was making sure to keep my friends and neighbors safe. So if you want to step out from behind that safe space that you're hiding behind right now, I'm talking about how we would melt if we ever had to do hard work. I'll tell you about some of the hard work I've done. It'll be a lot of fun.
I love you've never worked a day in your life ass motherfucker. Like I've just spawned on the internet at 33.
Yeah,
like I did do a bunch of shit.
Bro.
My call queue isn't updating on the oh, there it goes. Okay,
it's been strange. I do want to throw out also, I just want to keep reminding people that the MAGA is anti-constitution, MAGA is anti-American, MAGA is anti-freedom, MAGA is anti-democracy. And if you disagree with us and you don't think that ICE are Nazis and you don't think that Trump is a fascist, there's a number on the screen there, 336-543-2101. We have somebody in the screening room, two people in the screening room who want to talk about exactly that. And so we're going to jump into one of those calls next. Hey, gorgeous, what are you doing?
Oh, me nothing.
What is that? Oh, my glob.
Oh,
you're so sweet.
He wasn't talking about me.
My wife just brought me a gift, which isn't actually a gift from her. Shout out to Amelia, my friend Amelia over there I believe she lives in London, who has sacrificed whatever they use in London for money, horse teeth, I don't know, to buy some ginger nut cookies and send them over here to the land of the free for us to enjoy. Thank you very much, Amelia. I hope that you find freedom someday. Hell yeah. Supposedly they're fiery, like supposed to be spicy.
We got any calls?
Yeah, we got calls. Let's talk to we have two people who say that Trump isn't a fascist. One of them dropped, I guess. So we're gonna talk to Mattis, who says that Trump isn't a fascist. And I'm super ready to talk about what these words mean, but I'm gonna let you start. Mattis, you were on the line with Forrest and Jovan. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Hello?
Never had a bad day. Never had a bad day. Didn't vote for a fascist.
Okay. I didn't vote for him either, but like my disagreement, I agree with all the premises you mentioned, that MAGA is all that you said, but the only one thing that bothers me, that by calling Trump a fascist, you give him too much credit, because as much as I understand, a fascism is an ideology. We agree on that,
yes,
right?
Yes, MAGA would be a fascist ideology, yes.
MAGA would be a fascist ideology, but not Trump himself, because in order
Trump
to
is
have
the
an
head
ideology,
of MAGA,
you have to...
and
Trump
is the head of MAGA, therefore has pushed the MAGA ideology, therefore is pushing fascism, therefore is a fascist.
The logic is correct, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna just try to explain what I think by that, like what I'm trying to say. So the MAGA itself, yes, he is the leader, but I think that all people around him pushes his ideology. He is the only. They would
also be fascists, yes.
Yes, they are fascists. All of them are, but not him. I think he's just too stupid to be fascist and to push any ideology. He's
he's not too stupid to be fascist.
It's actually kind of a qualification to be a fascist, that you kind of have to be fucking stupid. Like, do you agree that he embodies the tenets, that he embodies the tenets of fascism, though? He is using his power to take away people's free speech. He is using authoritarianism and violence to suppress opposition. He is jumping to violent answers for questions that do not need violent solutions. He is an ideologue who pushes the myth of a magical past that was so beautiful and glorious that we need to return to. That's a very common hallmark of fascism. He aligns himself closely with faith leaders rather than intellectuals. There's another common hallmark of fascism. He is extremely sexist, and he uses scapegoating of LGBT people and people outside of his racial demographic to excuse away the problems of his country and to excuse his own incompetence. These are also hallmarks of fascism. He is doing the things that fascists do, saying the things that fascists say, and acting like a fascist. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and Sig Heils like a duck, it's a fucking Nazi, and we should call it that.
I absolutely agree with all you said. What I'm saying, and I also agree that you don't have to be smart to be fascist. You actually have to be stupid to be fascist. But the thing is that, the people around him, in order to push the ideology, in order to do all things like what you mentioned right now, you actually have to have actively thinking processes in your brain. I think he's brain dead completely, and all he cares about is how much money to make.
Wait, stop. I don't disagree that Trump cares most about his pockets and that fascism is just his way to increasing his pockets. But I think it's really dangerous when people just count him as this dumb, bimbling buffoon, who doesn't know what he's doing. There are a lot of instances where Trump is just dumb and he doesn't know how things work or the world works. There's also tons of instances where he knows exactly what the fuck he is doing. And just painting him as, oh, this guy's an idiot, he can't be a fascist because he's dumb. No. Being smart has never been one of the qualifications of fascism.
Yes, I agree with that. Like fascism is like the lowest possible, but like is not that the fascism itself, but the ways that ideology was pushed on the people on MAGA. He was always a con man, right? So he knew how to con people like all his life. But what he's doing right now, it's on one side is dangerous, yes, but I don't think he's 100% like all that is done by the regime, and that's what I call it, the regime, is not really done by him. He is being manipulated. I mean, I'm not trying to say that he's a good guy. No, he is a piece of shit. Like everybody knows that. Like, I mean, not everybody, 70% of the country. But what I'm saying is
this
that
is Mattis. This is just Mattis.
Yeah.
I just think this is a useless conversation. You agree with us that MAGA is fascist. You agree that Trump is doing fascist things. To be like he's all of this, but he can't actually be a fascist. I don't know. On some level, it is just baffling to me. If we agree that Donald Trump is indeed a doing fascist things, then it should not be that big of a deal for us to say he is a fascist. Also, I don't care if we think he's dumb. He still is a fascist.
I've got Lawrence Britt's 14 characteristics of fascism here. And just, I know this isn't like the textbook definition or anything, but I think it's a pretty good guideline here. So I've got here all 14 characteristics of fascism. And just as a casual glance here, I can come up with a specific thing that not Trump's cronies, not Trump's advisors, but Trump himself has done that aligns with every single one of these 14 things. So I feel like you're playing fascism out as this chess game that you have to sit and think like, yes, what do I do to establish my order? And and you must be this brainiac to do it. You can just be a petulant child who wants to hurt people and has stupid reactionary thoughts and like that. And you can be a fascist and you can act out fascism. Every one of these 14 things Trump has done directly. And so like, he is a fascist. He is doing fascist things. You don't have to be smart to be a fascist. You don't have to be a mastermind to be a fascist. Fascist doesn't mean you can't be manipulated anything. He himself is doing all of the fascist things. He is embodying all of the fascism.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. But it's just to me like,
what are we doing?
Like I was born in Germany. I was born in Germany. So I kind of like, I heard a lot about fascism. And to me, like establishing the system of fascism, you have to be like sort of like not intellectually like superior or anything. Maybe you don't have to be. You
not
have
true
to be
at all. There are plenty.
Thing. Yes.
There are plenty of fascists that were actually quite intelligent. And we're just fucking evil people. I say that you need to, like, being dumb is a great way to be a fascist because fascism, for it to spread, requires people to be stupid and not to think about their actions. That's why a lot of fascists, some of the first things they do is go after intellectuals. That's why a lot of fascists go out and kill people with good teeth and glasses because those are people who can afford proper health care and medical care, which means they must be smart and have good jobs and shit like that. Like, these are things, like, are kind of just known. If you want fascism to spread in your country, you need people to be dumb. That's why MAGA's fucking dumb. But Trump himself, while I also agree he's very stupid.
I wouldn't call dumb. I would say gullible. Like, which is kind of like on the borderline of dumb, like, because you have to, like,
Okay.
But when the
MAGA,
people,
I would say, is dumb, gullible, or evil, or all three. I'm fine with any of those things. The point remains that going down the list here, Donald Trump is a bastion of nationalism, constantly pushing nationalist rhetoric. That is the first thing in this hallmarks of fascism. Disdain for human rights. I don't think we should have to argue that the person who made fun of disabled people and talks about, you know, LGBT people as, you know, horrible pedophile cretins and things like that, and talks about immigrants eating animals and all this shit, very much disdain for human rights. And also you can see that in his actions, dismantling human rights organizations and human rights care. identification of enemies and scapegoats as a unifying cause. If you don't think Donald Trump's doing that, you've never listened to him speak. Everything he says is about non-white immigrants.
We're going down a rabbit hole here. Mattis,
Yep.
it's just a semantic game. Mattis agrees. He just thinks Trump is too stupid to be a fascist. And I'd rather talk to somebody who disagrees that he's enacting and enabling all the tenets of fascism than somebody who's just like, well, I think he's enacting and enabling all these tenets. I just, I think he might be too stupid to be considered a fascist. No, what?
I just think that he's a talking head.
Doesn't matter.
He's like
Hitler also had talking heads that were just figureheads. They were still fascists. So this is just nonsense.
I understand. What I think what my point is that he doesn't really believe in anything. Like he doesn't have let me try to rephrase what I actually trying to say. For me, in my opinion, to be a fascist, you have to have a core belief of all those things. And I'm not necessarily convinced that he actually believes in all those.
I don't think first of all, I'm going to disagree here that you need to have a core belief in these things. I think you can also use those things to enact your regime to power. You don't have to necessarily believe in them. You just recognize that the people believe in them, and that's all you need.
If we're going to define fascism as you just, if we're going to define fascism, are you just?
It's a movement. Fascism. Hold on. I'm going to give you my definition of fascism, and Trump and the MAGA ilk all fit this definition of fascism. Okay, so the way I define fascism, and the way I'll continue to define fascism, is an authoritarian, ultranationalist movement centered on mythic national rebirth and the dismantling of liberal democratic norms and worker rights. Donald Trump fits this.
Correct.
He doesn't have to believe it, but the movement is centered on it.
I agree. So,
then you don't disagree. We're going to move. Mattis.
Yeah.
If you agree with what I just said, then we are going to move on to callers that don't agree, because you agree that Trump is a fascist.
I agree what you just said. I just disagree that he believes in that.
You can't.
It doesn't matter.
Mattis, I'm going to get a little frustrated here. My definition delineates what the person believes versus what the movement is centered on. Doesn't matter what the person believes. It's what the movement is centered on. And a fascist would be somebody that emboldens and empowers a fascist movement.
Okay, I agree with you. Yes. Correct.
Okay, then we're going to move on to the next caller then.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, you too.
Hey, Romans 1:20 truth. If you're brave enough to call in yet, you know where the number is. It literally pop up all the fucking time just saying dumb shit and never calling in. So you're gonna be muted by mods. You're gonna be banned from chat. It's gonna be the same thing that happened every time. Sorry to hear you're so slow on the uptake that you don't get the pattern here. But if you want to talk about this stuff, you got to call the number on the screen. That's just how it works. Let's move on to this person's still in the screening room. So in the meantime, let's move on to Roman, who says that Trump is not good, but the hate for MAGA is ridiculous.
Oh
Roman,
my God.
You're on with Forrest and Jovan. How you doing today?
Hey, you told me to call in. I was already in, so
that's great. That's wonderful. Here, I thought you were going to be just yet another person in the chat, just rambling on and getting muted over and over and over. I saw one of our mods giving you the phone number, so I'm glad you're finally here.
Well, I've been here before. Well, I'll keep it short. I think pretty much your list could be applied to Obama and Biden. So, I mean,
I'm sorry, the character.
I'm not
okay. Whoa. If we're going to talk specifics, we're going to talk specifics. Are you talking specifically the Lawrence Britt list of the characteristics or the tenets of fascism, the 14, or are you talking the definition that I gave the previous caller?
Well, so I'll be honest, I didn't hear the entire call with him because I turned the volume down. But some of the characteristics like weaponizing government against opponents, can be applied to both Biden and Obama.
How did Biden specifically? Wait. Let's do it. Hold on. How did Biden specifically weaponize the government against his opponents?
So you want me to provide examples? The IRS, the
IRS is not controlled by Biden. Hold on. Whoa. You just need two. Yes, it does. Stop. I don't know what you're doing here. Roman, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know what you're doing here. Neither, if you're claiming that Biden weaponized the government, and then you're going to make the claim that he's, I don't know why you're speaking right now. If you're going to claim Biden did something, then you need to show evidence of Biden doing it. Not, well, Biden sent the IRS. Well, the president doesn't control the IRS. Doesn't matter. Biden still did it. Do you have evidence that Biden specifically used the IRS to target a political opponent?
Probably more so. Let me retract. I would say more so with Obama. That was a clear case. The people that he had in the IRS targeting conservative groups.
So give the direct example of this.
News, so you know that's true.
Give the direct. No. I don't take so you know. I don't take so you know, Roman. Give the direct details.
You know who sows and rice is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So was that not pretty widespread how the left targeted the right during the Obama era and Biden was an extension?
No.
Okay.
Because Biden did not order the IRS. Biden did not order the IRS to target anybody.
Okay. You probably think the prosecution against Trump was just organic too, right?
Here's what I think, Roman. I think that evidence is important. I think lip service is not. So I don't listen to lip service. I listen to verifiable evidence. So if you have verifiable evidence, I can't be a truth denier when you've given no evidence. There's nothing to deny.
So
I can't deny truth if no truth is given.
All of a sudden, so Biden had no hand whatsoever, and Trump being prosecuted.
No, Biden had literally zero. Biden had nothing to do with New York prosecuting Trump. Yeah, Roman, because you can't provide evidence. So if you want to run away because you can't provide evidence, then do it. If you want to, so give the evidence, Roman.
Right. So just to be clear, the call thus far with Roman, the call thus far with you, Roman, has been Biden did something bad. Okay, like what? Well, he did this thing. He can't do that thing. Yeah, but he did. Do you have any evidence? No. I don't believe you then. So you're just a truth denier. We're done. And then you hung up like a little bitch. Like, if you can't provide a single mechanism by which the president could have done the thing that you claimed he did, don't have any sources besides it was on the news.
Well, what's crazy to me is the investigation for New York started in 2018. Who was the president in 2018? Wasn't Biden. So I'd love to know how Biden started an investigation when he wasn't the president. Also, it was done by New York's Department of Justice. It had nothing to do with the federal government. You are just making shit up, Roman, and hoping nobody clocks you on it. But I ain't in the mood tonight, so I'm gonna clock you on it.
And now, just to also refresh everybody's memory, the original point that he made was Biden and Obama do the things you're talking about too. When we were saying Trump's a fascist, here's the reason. It wasn't Trump's not a fascist. It wasn't, it was like, yeah, but other people do the same. So you agree that Trump's a piece of shit then too, right? Like, can we agree on that? Like, oh, what are we doing? And you're saying the hate for MAGA is so extreme and so crazy. The people voted for a Nazi. The people still support a Nazi. The people are currently actively supporting a man who said that immigrants are subhuman animals with inferior genes. That's who you're supporting. Sorry that you were offended by us not liking those people. And of course, he's in the chat bitching and whining and saying we're in denial because he wasn't a fucking man enough to sit here and have a conversation with us while he was on the phone in front of tens of thousands of people. So he's got to run away like a little bitch.
Forrest, just to reiterate here, there's nothing to deny because he presented nothing. I can't deny no evidence. There is only no evidence. It's not denial. When I deny that birds are dinosaurs, it's because I have evidence behind it. When you deny...
Hey. Florida isn't that far away. I will come body slam you. All right? You're going to be in my state in a couple of weeks.
You keep saying that, but I don't have a plane ticket yet.
I was going to call you about it probably tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Well, it depends on when I get the budget. We'll see. But hey, we got another person. We've got Austin on the line who wants to say that Trump is not a fascist. Austin, well, as I was just saying, this is a person who says that immigrants are subhuman animals who have inferior genes, a person who has embodied all 14 tenets of fascism, as well as the definition of fascism that Jovan gave, that I think is a pretty fair summary of what any person who understands fascism would say. So please tell us a little bit about how we're wrong and why we're, incorrect in our summary.
Well, let's just start at the very beginning. I'm going to give a definition of fascism, Austin. I just want to hear if you agree or disagree, so we know that we're all working with the same terms. Okay?
Go ahead.
Sound good? All right, great.
Yeah.
Fascism is an authoritarian ultranationalist movement centered on mythic national rebirth and the dismantling of liberal democratic norms and worker rights.
No.
Great. Can you name me? Great. Can you name me one of the big movements that we all agree are fascist? So either Mussolini, Hitler, whoever you want to name, and how in which of the things that I listed in my definition they did not meet.
Yeah, so I would say it has little to do with the individual workers. For instance, Hitler's movement is the National Socialist Workers' Party of Germany. So I would say that
are you saying? Hold on.
I didn't interrupt.
Wait. Because I have your thesis. We don't need to. We're trying to keep. We have a long show. We're trying to keep everybody on track. Are you telling me that Nazi Germany didn't dismantle worker rights as one of the foremost things Hitler did?
So again, what is the Nazi? What does it stand for?
That's not what I asked. I don't care what the Nazis called themselves. I don't care what they called themselves. What they call themselves mean nothing. What they call themselves mean nothing.
Austin,
Austin,
just to be clear,
hold on, Forrest.
I want to have that conversation, but
I don't. It's stupid. Hey, Austin. Austin, is North Korea a democracy? Austin, is North Korea a democracy? Please don't make me mute you. Please don't make me mute you. Okay, you're muted. Shut the fuck up. I need people today to recognize when they are saying stupid shit. What the Nazis called them means nothing in relation to any of the arguments that we're having. So, Austin, unless you're going to agree that North Korea is all of a sudden a democracy because they call themselves the DPRK, this is a stupid argument, and you need to actually parlay how the Nazis relate to the definition I gave. Not, well, they called themselves National Socialists. That's stupid as fuck. You call it a penis, but we all know it's too small to qualify. So can we please get to the actual conversation that we're having and not whatever tantrum this is? He hung up. Fucking, I'm sorry. I'm just so sick of this shit.
That's why I wanted to have that, because I knew that's as far as it was getting. It's like, well, they call themselves socialist. North Korea calls themselves the Democratic People's Republic. Fucking, is a urinal cake a pastry? I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yes.
Sorry.
Forrest, yes. A urinal cake is a pastry. Everybody knows this but you. So next time you're in the bathroom, make sure you get a taste.
Right? That's a message for Austin specifically. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, it's literally, like, that's why I was saying that's why I wanted to have that conversation, because I knew that's as far as it would ever get, because it is the laziest, bottom of the barrel thinking.
It's literally just a pivot. Like, if I ask somebody, hey, this is the definition. Well, I disagree with the worker rights thing. Okay, isn't it the case that the Nazis heavily dismantled the rights of the workers in Germany, which is true 100% of the time. And they go to, well, what did they call themselves? That's a pivot. It's just a massive pivot that I don't feel like engaging in.
Who wrote that?
Ross Geller. Massive
what I'm
pivot. That
thinking
was Ross Geller. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the poem "First They Came" by Martin Niemöller. First they came for the communists, and then next they came for the socialists. And this person is talking about Nazis and his experience with them and his history of them. Like, if the Nazis were socialists, why were some of the first people they killed socialists?
The first, what was it called? It was called the Night of something, like where they just rounded up the people who were openly in the Communist Party and just blah, 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 blah.
Like, goddamn, bro. But that's what I was saying. I knew from the jump that's as far as that conversation would ever possibly go, because at the end of the day, that's as far as the thinking goes in that group, and with the MAGA troglodytes who use that kind of thinking, they think that the word game is the argument, and they've got nothing of substance behind it. Night of the Long Knives, which, to be perfectly honest, I sounds fucking like an epic story. Like, that's a book title, bro. That's insane. What a horrible situation. Now, Kristallnacht was a different thing. People talking about Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht was smashing up Jewish shops, if I remember correctly.
We could go into the Nazis destroyed independent worker unions, like most of them. Honestly, probably all of them, really. If you look, none of them had enough power to do anything. But basically, all by I think it was 1933, like literally all labor unions were abolished in Germany. You didn't have the right to form a union. They literally got rid of the right to form a union. The right to strike was gone. They destroyed any sort of collective bargaining that people might have had. There was no political representation for a labor party anywhere in the Nazi regime. They were arresting labor organizers left and right. They literally, this idea that the Nazis did anything except destroy the rights of workers is so stupid.
I do like what someone said in the chat there. Hitler used the word socialist the same way that MAGA uses the word Christianity. That's exactly right. It is there to draw people in and get people excited about a lie. Trump is not a Christian. Trump doesn't embody anything that Christ taught. Trump is an anti-Christian in every way. Christians love him because he says he's a Christian, and he says that he's fighting for Christianity, and he's saying that if you don't support him, you don't support Christianity. It's the same fucking con, and these fucking losers fall for it every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Lines are still open. We have people in the screening room right now, but we have lines open still. If anybody else wants to call and fill them, number on the screen there, 336-543-2101.
Actually have a goddamn argument, please. Oh, God, have an argument.
I said it at the beginning of the show.
Merch plug?
Oh, true. Linemerch.com. If y'all want to pick up your Professor Mike Can't Debate shirt. Professor Mike finally officially conceded his debate with Jimmy and I by running from it super hard. So we have a t-shirt now, Professor Mike Can't Debate, because he keeps writing t-shirts that Democrats and liberals can't debate, yet homie ran from ours. So Professor Mike Can't Debate, grab your shirts today. Linemerch.com.
While Professor Mike is running away from you and Jimmy, I want to see if I can get next in line for him to run away from debate with me, because I've been wanting to debate that dude about biology for a long time. Professor Mike doesn't know what a woman is, and I want to talk to him about it. Also, I'm willing to bet real money that the dude is a creationist as well. But that's all a whole other thing.
I'm gonna really go hard with these prompts on my side. I'm going MAGA is a fascist movement. The right can't cohesively define woman. What else? Because they sure can't.
Is this? Is this not? Hold on a second. Is that coming through? Are you hearing that?
No. I'm doing Jennifer McCare rocks.
Hold on a second. Jennifer McCare rocks. That's awesome. No, that should be a thing. When Mike Johnson was speaking about the Democratic platform, you all heard that, right?
The DSA.
Yeah.
This?
I hear this.
You
now,
hear
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't hear these farts?
No.
Well, that's frustrating. As those are both things that are just on my Stream Deck, so I have no idea what the difference could possibly be between those buttons that's making one work and what not, because I was making sounds about my what's his face, about that guy.
Well, Forrest, maybe next time you need to Manish on the beach, shebang.
At the end of the day, all
All
of
of
my
your
ops
ops are
are
dead?
dead. They are.
Why do they gas me up?
Where does it go?
My head.
My head. Right to my head. I don't know why they think that this show would be anything different than the fucking dumpster fire than it is when they tune in. You know what I mean? We've still got one person in the screening room. We still have lines open. 336-543-2101 if you want to call in and talk to two leftists who believe things about stuff.
Again,
Got that
I'm
phone.
not letting anybody escape today. Like, if like either engage in the argument that's being said, I'm not going to let people pivot to something else. I just absolutely am not letting that happen. Okay, now I heard it.
You're hearing it now.
Oh my god.
That coming through?
I don't care about this yet. No, the first part did.
You're not hearing more?
No.
What's happening?
Check the messenger on the app.
Yeah. This one's up to Forrest. Because I won't be too kind.
Could not even come close to giving a fuck if I tried.
Okay.
What's great is that I've got, like, the whole time I'm talking, I've got all sorts of fucking horrible sounds going on my side.
Yeah, I don't hear a single of these farts of which you speak.
Hysterical to me. That is hysterical to me because it's a very different show over here.
I can hear it when you, like, I can kind of hear it when you talk. Do you have speakers in your room?
No, I've got a headphone in right now.
Do you have voice isolation on Zoom?
I don't think so. Voice isolation. That's a good question. Because
I think your noise gate is like filtering them out.
What the fuck? Hold on a second. Wait a second. But if I'm speaking, does it come through while I'm talking?
Kind of.
What the fuck is anything? Sound removal.
Yeah. That might
automatically adjust noise suppressors. Personalized audio isolation. Original sound for musicians. Now we're talking. Does that sound any different to you? Do you hear me better now? Worse now?
You sound the same.
I sound the same? Does that sound the same?
I heard the fart.
You heard this one?
Yeah.
You hear this one?
Okay.
Does this sound better?
The DSA.
Mike Johnson? Does Mike Johnson sound better?
He sounds the same, but he was talking, so that's why that probably didn't cut him out.
So it was focusing on Mike Johnson. Well, that guy was over here doing
Mike Jones. Be right back.
For fucking Professor Mike. Professor Mike, everybody, has finally joined the chat, and there you heard him just then. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. How many people do we have right now? We've got 2,000 people. I want to just tell you all that I really appreciate all of you listening to Jovan and I troubleshoot my audio because I had to fix Zoom. And I really appreciate all 2,000 of you sitting here and listening to us figure out the fart noises and make sure that you could hear them properly. I think that's really just what the good thing about our audience is. You know what I mean? Our audience is amazing in that way. So thank you all so much for being here for that. Number on the screen, if you want a serious discussion and a serious debate with serious leftists, call that number on the screen. It's 336-543-2101. If you want to talk about socialism, if you want to talk about capitalism, if you want to talk about communism, if you want to talk about why Donald Trump is a pedophile and a rapist and a Nazi and just an absolute piece of shit, this is the show for you. Pick up that phone and call 336-543-2101 for a very serious political conversation with Forrest and Jovan live on Jimmy Snow and the Line. With that, we've got somebody right now in the queue calling in. We're going to wait for that person to get through the queue and then the call screen and then up to the host queue, and then we can take that call. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for all that, I just want to remind everybody that MAGA has no morals, no values, no ideals, no principles, nothing at all of their own to stand on. All they have is blind loyalty for their God King, Donald Trump, and hatred for anybody that Trump tells them to hate, namely trans people and non-white immigrants mostly. And that they have absolutely no problem with the fact that they are worshiping, not just voting for, not just supporting, but worshiping a senile billionaire, pedophile rapist who embodies everything that they claim to hate. But at the end of the day, he hates the same people that they hate, so they're going to continue to suck his nuts and show who is the best at sucking his nuts. If you look at the political ads going around right now from MAGA politicians, there's not a single bit of substance to their ads. The ads are just a debate over who can Trump sucks nuts, who can suck Trump's nuts the best. I saw Kevin Hearn, the spineless, brainless, gutless, feckless, dickless, worthless piece of shit of a representative that I have here in Oklahoma, who will get reelected if he hasn't already, is it doesn't fucking matter, because everyone's just going to continue to vote red because he has an R next to his name and he sucks Trump's nuts. I keep squishing up. He sucks Trump's nuts really good. Watching his political ad, he mentioned Trump's name more than his own because it doesn't matter. They just love their God King, Donald Trump. That's all they have. And they hate non-white immigrants and they hate trans people. The one caller we had hung up. I couldn't imagine why. So pick up that phone if you out there believe that Donald Trump is a good president or that ICE is doing a good job. If you believe that the fascist Gestapo movement of ICE is doing a good job at representing America's interests, pick up that phone. If you disagree with me when I say again and again and again, and am proven right again and again and again, that MAGA is anti-American, anti-Constitution, anti-democracy, anti-freedom, pick up that phone. Let's talk. We'll show it again and again and again. I think that's why they don't call in, because every single time MAGA calls in, they prove us right. We say over and over, they are traitorous worms. And every single
is
time
it
they
MAGA
pick up that phone,
or MAGA?
I say MAGA, but I don't know if that's.
I say MAGA.
No, I feel like
you say MAGA.
Oh, look, I can get
say
MAGA.
MAGA.
I got the privilege button on this thing. Look at that. God damn. If I can turn this back to. Did you see how white I just got?
No, I wasn't looking at the Zoom.
No, I was saying I thought I was looking a bit jaundiced, and so I hit the button to turn the color temperature down, I think, a little bit. And look at me. Look at me.
Hold on.
You may not be able to tell the difference.
You say MAGA, I say MAGA.
Because at the end of the day, I already and always look like I could get a severe sunburn from a cell phone flash.
Oh, sun what?
I said sunburner. Sunboner. It's like that Little Dicky song. Phone lines are open, 336-543-2101 if you're out there and you want to talk about things, but it seems like they don't. I think we've just won. I think that we are, at the end of the day, we have just won politics. Nobody can debate because they can't define fascists, and they think that national socialists are actual socialists. What a time. What a time to be alive.
guys, MAGA, just come and defend the fact that MAGA is fascist. That's what I really want people to defend today. But they can't do it.
Shout out to our mods in chat for allowing mother-attracted groping assholes through. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. We appreciate you for keeping our chat civil and safe. Say
wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
What? What is that?
Say wallahi.
Is that a reference to something that I don't understand? I'm very out of touch.
You don't know internet culture, Forrest?
Apparently not. I thought I did, but apparently I don't.
For someone who's on the internet,
yeah,
you don't know internet culture.
You'd think I was better at my job, right? And yet, here we are. We have had to let several calls go. I want to be honest with everybody, because you may be thinking, oh my God, they're really hurting calls. We've had to let several calls go because they're just boring. We had a few tone police calls. We had a few calls wanting to ask like really specific science questions. Call into Skep Talk for that. We had people wanting to talk about like our ethics in why we aren't, vegetarian or whatever, and just like it's just we're here to talk to ops, y'all. We're here, as the youths say, as the young Jovan Bradley would say, we're here to talk to ops.
Young Jovan Bradley would have said way more N-words.
Well,
so you should try again. Try it again.
Try again.
Just take that filter you had before and turn it all the way the other way, and then try it again.
Turn it all the way the other way. Oh, flip, dude. We got somebody in the calling queue. In the meantime, while we're sitting here waiting, I just want to remind everybody that you can pick up Professor Mike Can't Debate shirt and remind Professor Mike that he can't debate. You can also donate to the National Immigrant Legal Resource Fund thing.
Yo, hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. Gam. You ruined it because you said I would love to debate Jimmy about he's a slave to the Apple Corporation. Jimmy left the iPhones. Jimmy switched to an Android phone. He no longer uses an iPhone.
There you go.
So you'd have nothing to debate him about.
National Immigration Law Center. I just put a link in there for the National Immigration Law Center. I've been raising money, and another caller dropped. Had another caller, lost another caller. Having a lot, and you know what that tells me is that we've been picked up. This isn't guaranteed, but usually when we have calls that come in and they can't make it through screening, that usually means they're just trolls. They're just trying to, scream racial slurs and waste time. And that indicates or suggests to me that we probably got picked up on some Twitter thread of saying, look at these two leftist R words that blah, 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 blah.
I'm everything the left hates. I'm a black minority.
A black minority?
Yeah. In cat ear headphones. Who thinks all trans women are women. And who thinks Pete Hegseth has to give the army testosterone because his pecker is small. Call in.
What's astonishing is it's not even how testosterone works. I think that if MAGA is so against gender affirming care, why are they allowing Pete Hegseth to give gender affirming care to all of our troops this way? If you're against the idea of forced hormone therapy,
because they're not,
why do you wish that for the military? Because they're not actually. Because at the end of the day,
hey Arden, don't do that when two straight people are hosting, okay?
I can't even respond.
But it would be
I can't
so
even
funny.
read what you said. I can't even read what you just put in the Jesus Christ. I guess MAGA doesn't actually believe anything and does not actually stand anything. And to the person who says there's not gender affirming care, yes, it absolutely fucking is. You don't think hormone therapy is gender affirming care? Yeah, girl. That's what that is.
Well, it's specifically hormone therapy because Pete Hegseth doesn't think they're manly enough.
Right. and he doesn't understand. Well, as most MAGA, he doesn't understand what testosterone does. He thinks that testosterone equals man. And so we're just here in this situation, this dumb fucking situation where he's like, if I want my soldiers to be, super jacked fucking space marines, all I got to do is inject them with 10,000 cc's of testosterone, and they'll grow three dicks, and one of them will be a gun, and they'll be able to fight and win all the wars for me because I'm the Secretary of War and I lost the first war that I started. And that's just fucking lame. Remember that time when he
first
said,
and only.
Remember that time that he said on the when he was being confirmed, and everyone was like, "Hey, you have a serious alcohol problem." And he said under oath in front of Congress, "If I get this job, I'll stop drinking." And then he got the job, and he didn't. And he was drinking a glass of whiskey at a press conference while he had it under the podium with just chugging the whole. Remember that whole thing? That's the guy who's now in charge of all your tanks and guns and stuff. And the Secretary of the Navy, by the way, this was a fun video that I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while, and I keep forgetting. The Secretary of the Navy was in an interview not too long ago talking about a major national security threat. You know what it was? You know the video I'm talking about? It was witches. He was talking about witches and how they are casting fucking magic spells, and it's a major problem for there was this community that was really a great upstanding Christian community, and now it's overrun by witches. The dude whose job is to oversee the movements of Marines and warships and nuclear weapons is concerned about motherfucking witches. That's the country that you live in, you fucking cultist weirdos. That's what you've allowed.
Wallahi.
I still don't know. Are you saying say la vie, but just saying it in a funny, memey way?
Say wallahi.
I'm not going to, because then you're going to say something else that follows it up, and it's going to be weird. And I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
Wallahi is an Arabic phrase. It just means I swear by Allah.
Okay.
So when you say wallahi, it's basically saying like I swear to God.
Oh. All right. I didn't realize. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Say dragon. I have one of those too.
Oh, we surveyed an audience. Show me dragons.
Show me dragon. Because I'm going to be dragging these nuts across your face. Let's talk to Caleb, who wants to talk about the Bible. Caleb, you're on with Forrest and Jovan. How you doing today?
Yo, what's good?
So what did you want to talk about?
Hello? I guess I'll just start it off by, so why do you think that the Bible preaches evil?
Oh, because I've read it.
Okay, but
yeah,
what part?
I think a book that tells you it's okay to own slaves. A book that tells you how much you're able to sell your daughter for.
Where does it say that?
Leviticus 25, verse 44 to 46.
And Exodus 25, I believe.
Yeah, I don't even have to open it to know it. Wait. I don't even have to open it. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy the temporary residents living among you. But you must never rule over your fellow Israelite peacefully. You may also take them as inherited slaves.
What version are you reading? What version are you reading?
This is you could pick a translation. Every translation says the same thing.
You got a Bible right there and you read it out of the book?
I've got a Bible verse pulled up. So the Bible next to me is King James, and I can read it out of that. Or I go over to BibleGateway.com, and I've got it pulled up on the New International Version. And yes, I'm reading right here, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, exactly what Jovan said, except it says you may not rule over your Israelites ruthlessly. That's the last.
What did I say? Peacefully?
Okay.
Yeah.
I meant ruthlessly.
Lunatic.
It's opposite day, so I meant ruthlessly.
Maybe that's what was going on. Maybe in the Bible, they were trying to be nice, but it was opposite day. And they were like, actually, slavery's okay, and rape's okay, and genocide's okay, because it was just a fucking opposite.
Where does it say genocide is okay? Where does it say genocide
wait. Wait. Can you admit that the Bible says it is okay to own slaves?
So show me where it says that again.
There's no shot.
That was Leviticus 25, verses 44 through 46. It also talks about it quite a bit in Exodus and in other parts of Leviticus as well. But this is pretty much one of the more clear-cut examples here. Exodus gives specific rules. Exodus 25, I believe, gives specific rules over what to do with your slaves, how hard you can beat them. It gives specific rules on Hebrew versus non-Hebrew slaves.
How much you can sell your daughter for.
Yep, it says that non-Hebrew slaves are your property forever, and they are property to be passed down to your children because you own them wholesale. And Hebrew slaves, it says you're not supposed to do that. They have to be let go after 7 years. But if you bring in a male that is a Hebrew as your slave, he has to let go over 7 years, but you can give him a female slave as a wife. She remains your property forever, and their children remain your property forever. So if you want a male Hebrew slave forever, you just you breed them like cattle with other slaves to produce children. And if the original male Hebrew slave wants to stay with his wife and children, he must also go through a ritual where you pierce his ear in front of the elders and all this stuff, and that causes him now to be your property forever as well, and that's the only way he gets to stay with his family. So it makes these really fucked up rules to trick people through love to become a slave forever, and it also tells you how to breed slaves so that you have more slaves forever. So that's Exodus and Leviticus, tells you where to buy slaves, how to beat slaves, that slaves are your property, how to trick people into slavery, how to get slaves that aren't tricked. It's all there in the Bible. Weird that you don't know that if you're sitting here defending it.
So, Caleb, can you concede that the Bible does grant the allowance for slavery?
Caleb hung up. It's just too easy is the problem. It gets boring. It's too fucking easy. Donald Trump's not a pedophile. Here's him saying pedophile shit. The Bible is a good book, and why don't you believe the Bible? Oh, here's the verse where it talks about how to own slaves. The ICE isn't terrorists. ICE aren't Nazis. They literally arrest people by their skin color, and we have concentration camps now where people are being starved to death and tortured. It's too fucking well, Obama and Biden also were fascists. Really? How? This is the whole show. This is the whole fucking show. The longest call we got was somebody arguing whether or not Trump means to be a fascist. Like, that's the most serious argument we've had today. I just want to remind everybody, we've been on since 4 o'clock, an hour and 45 minutes. And the most serious argument we've had is not whether or not Trump's a fascist, it's whether or not he's doing it on purpose, or if he's just too fucking dumb and is doing it by accident. That's the show, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in.
This might be my 13th reason. Truthfully.
It
might be my 13th reason.
Thing.
Why?
Every fucking time.
Manish on the beat.
Shebang.
All of my
ops, they did.
Why do they gas?
And why do they gas me up? Where does it go, my head?
Please tell me this isn't the same Wesley that crashed out on my stream and needs fucking mental health help.
Hey.
I
see if he
can't
gets in the
handle.
screening room.
Wait, I need to go verify a phone number real quick. When was that Wesley call recorded?
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Hey,
Manish on the beat.
Oh, okay.
All of my ops, they dead. The show's getting stupider, and the only way to fix it is for MAGA to call in and tell us what's going on with the pedophile you worship. 336-543-2101. I'm gonna fucking remind everybody this is what we're talking about right here.
Going up the escalator? I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
721. I gotta go to 721.
Talking about dating a 10-year-old in 10 years.
Talking to them.
Oh, I bet that note's beautiful, and it got cut off by the. You also have the voice isolation thing on.
Yeah, I do.
Ah, it was gorgeous.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch.
Here we go.
But I couldn't get there. And she was married.
Bill and Law.
And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now
So
got
I'm
the
looking
big phony
for
tits and everything. She's
721.
totally changed her look.
That's your guy. That's your guy, MAGA.
721. Okay, give Jovan a second here.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep playing the clip.
Jovan is doing something.
You know,
Here it is.
Wesley just dropped.
Start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just
Ah, damn.
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Damn.
Jovan's working.
I was like 2 seconds away from verifying. If Wesley is the Wesley I think it is, this dude legitimately needs to he needs to be institutionalized. He is that, and this isn't even a joke. I ended my call with him because I was like, I think you're legitimately in a psychosis, and it's irresponsible for me to continue to keep talking to you.
I think I might have been watching that show. Yeah, no, I had the same thing. We had a guy calling a little while ago who literally believed he was the second coming of Jesus, and I had the same exact conversation. I was like, hey,
well,
man,
I mean, I also believe that, so.
Right. I am not going to have a conversation with you. I'm not going to put you online. I'm not going to make money off of you. You need to call a doctor and say exactly what you are saying to me, and they will know what to do. And yeah, it's just a whole thing. Oh, the teeth guy. I would talk to the teeth guy once. Fuck's
the teeth guy?
I had this dude who was all over my shit, and he wouldn't call in, and he's disappeared. So I haven't heard from him for a long time. But he had this prophecy that on this exact day, a green station wagon was going to explode, and that was going to cause the government to declare martial law, and was something, and the new world order and the Holocaust was going to happen again. All this whole thing, and it was all because Jesus had talked to him through his teeth, and everything related back to mouths. And he's like, I can make Jesus touch your tongue right now, and touch your teeth, and you'll feel your teeth vibrating because I prayed to Jesus, and he's going to do. And I heard Satan say the words sad and delicious through my mouth. He spoke into my tongue, and it's just crazy shit. And that guy was all over my everything for a little while. And that was I would have taken that call one time, and I just wanted to ask him on that day when the station wagon doesn't explode, what are you going to do? That's all I wanted to know.
Wesley, as a caller, started talking about John Money and connected it to Judy Hopps from Zootopia. I don't know. I hung up. I said, you are in the midst of psychosis. You genuinely need to get mental health help. There's nothing I can do here.
There's something there. There's something there. Fucking
that got me into a rattle about the Zootopia abortion comic. You ever read the Zootopia abortion comic, Forrest?
I didn't think those three words were going to be together in my lifetime, and now
you're missing,
here we are.
You're missing something great.
What happened? What happened?
With what?
With the world that led to that occurring.
Well, Manish on a beat, you know.
That is what happens.
Shebang.
You know what? When Manish gets on the beat and shebang, you get all of my ops dead, and you get fucking Zootopia abortions. You know,
Real.
Which, at the end of the day is eggs are just chicken menstruations. What did they eat in Zootopia? I've never seen the film. The cinema. That is Zootopia.
I mean, mostly vegetables, I assume. They probably have some fake meat that the meat eaters eat. They didn't really get into whether the animals participated in cannibalism in the Disney movie. They were too busy with their kind of shitty take on racism. That racism bad, but the cops are still your friends.
That sounds about right. Shout out to the two people that called in and didn't make it through the screening room. I wonder.
The thing is, we're not missing callers today. They just keep hanging up.
Yeah.
Or I mean, or they're just, it's not like an oppositional call. Like somebody wanted to talk about a theory that they had about the Bible, but was not oppositional. It just the things that don't fit, you know. So I'm like, I think it's
So
better
it's
for you guys to
Arden's.
talk than to put that person live.
It's Arden's
No hate
fault,
to that
is
guy.
what it is.
Guys, 336-543-2101. Where the hood at?
That was a fun song until you listen to the lyrics and then realize that it's an extremely homophobic song, but it is catchy as fuck. As are most of DMX's songs. You know what I mean?
Have I not listened to the word? Wait.
I believe that's the one where he says, "How the fuck a man gonna fuck another man? I don't care how much you wash it. I won't never shake your hand." I'm pretty sure those lyrics are in that song. I'm pretty sure. Hold on a second. Where the hood at lyrics?
Oh yeah, it is. Holy shit.
Yeah. Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's like how I was listening to Lil Wayne's A Milli the other day, and he just drops the F slur so hard in like
He just keeps going.
second
Yeah.
verse. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Or how Outkast put out a song called Let's Get R-Slurred?
Yeah, it was that was oh fuck. There was that, and then there was Let's Get It Started by Black Eyed Peas.
No, that's what I'm thinking of. Let's Get
that.
It Started. That's what I'm thinking of. It was Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Let's Get It Started. The actual name of the song is Let's Get R-Slurred.
Yeah. And that is one of the recurring lyrics in the original version as well. And when they say, you know, let's get it started, let's get stupid, they don't use the word stupid over and over.
Get stupid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Fucking
or like
Guns N'
or
Roses.
like the fact that Childish Gambino very highly sexualizes Asian women in like every single song he's ever made.
Yeah.
Only to end up with a white woman. You talked about Asian women so much that you ended up with a white woman is crazy to me.
There was, I've got to figure it out. There was another one. Guns N' Roses had a really like racist and homophobic song as well back in the day that like Axl Rose insisted on singing, even though everyone was like, please stop.
You know what I was watching that Channing Tatum movie Roof Man last night. I was like, oh, I want to watch this. It looked kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever been as uncomfortable in a movie as I have when I watched that movie. I got very uncomfortable because this man, it's called Roof Man. And in it, it's based on a real story. Channing Tatum plays a dude who is poor. So to get money for his kid, he starts robbing McDonald's. He like cuts holes in the roofs of McDonald's and he goes in and steals money. And he gets caught and goes to jail. He escapes from jail and hides out in a Toys R Us. It takes place in the 90s.
I know
so
that. I know what you're talking about.
Us.
Yes.
And up to that point, I was like, okay, you know, you're fucked. You're never seeing your kid again. So like the whole reason you want to get out, stupid. And then it gets to a point where he's spying on the people working there by hooking up baby monitors throughout the store.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts getting a crush on one of the employees. So he brings a bag of toys to her church that he steals from the store for like a toy drive. And he gets invited into the church and he starts seeing this woman. He sleeps with her. He like asks to meet her kids all while lying about, and I'm like, I'm just vastly uncomfortable by what this man is doing. This is so fucked up. And I can't imagine the movie ends with everybody happy. So I'm just going to turn it off and read the Wikipedia synopsis. It's pretty crazy.
Fucking, yeah, no, I know that one. I've heard about that one. It's fucking horrific. And I feel like there was that old joke of like, hey, here's this really fun movie from my childhood. Here's this show that I used to love. let's all watch. And then you just get more and more uncomfortable as you realize what things used to be socially acceptable back in the day and what things you got away with on TV that were just more and more not okay. What a crazy time.
An absolutely wild time, yo.
As we go back and reevaluate the things that we thought were cool in the 90s. You know? Not a good deal.
Well, I mean, there's so much I miss from the 90s, like getting callers, 336-543-2101. I really miss that. We have an answering machine. It's called our call screener. I like there's a lot I miss from the
women again.
I have a 90s toy sitting right behind me. Electronics Pokemon
Produces
Pokédex.
Extremely old dildo. Nice.
Oh man, this thing was
fantastic.
The GOAT back in the day. I'm about to drop like a bunch of money on. So I think the 1990. You okay?
Yeah. No, you just reminded me of a thing. Keep speaking. I'm listening.
Yeah.
You just reminded me.
I was going to say.
I want to show you.
The 1998 Godzilla movie, the American Godzilla, is a big piece of dog doo-doo. But I owned one of the hand puppet toys. It's like this plastic hand puppet Godzilla, and I kind of want one because it was just a toy I had.
Okay, so at 2 different shows recently, people have given me Pokemon cards as gifts. Stop doing that. It's incredibly nice. I am so thankful for these. I don't have anywhere else to put them. So, like, I'm not saying stop doing that because I don't like these. These are incredibly nice. But, like, holy shit. I don't know what to do with this stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you, my favorite Pokemon is Diglett, right? This person fucking gave me a binder full of every fucking Diglett card they could find for a long time. They just were collecting Digletts. And I've got a fucking binder full of Digletts now. This is so thoughtful and took so much time to put together. What am I going to fucking put this? I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then also, this person, I was in Arizona, and somebody gave me this holographic original Mew.
Gotta be a
this fake. Holographic pre-release Artiodactyl guy.
What did you just call it?
A pre-release. It says pre-release on.
No. What did you just call?
Oh, sorry. It's Aerodactyl. I said Artiodactyl because that's a real thing.
Wait, show me the Mew again. I want to look at the comps of the Mew.
It still says Eevee. It looks like a Flareon, but that's definitely an Eevee. And then you've got Misty Seadra, which is also a fucking pre-release thing. I don't know what to do with these. These are unbelievably cool.
What's the condition of the Mew?
It looks fucking solid.
Let me see it again. Yeah, that's a black star.
You want me to move my finger so you can see the corners?
Yeah, I want to peep. That's like a $250 card.
It's an incredibly thoughtful gift. This person, I think he said he worked at something. He worked at GameStop or some shit back in the day when they were first releasing these.
Oh no, this isn't the hollow. What's the hollow?
He had boxes of these to give away to children, and then there were a couple things also that he just kept over his own collecting career.
PSA 10, most recent comps on a PSA 10 of the non-hollow version of that are 350, or 325, 271, 289.
I don't deserve to have.
I don't see the hollow. Or does the hollow price the same as? Wait, show me the other ones. I want to price the other ones too.
Okay, well, this is a great stream for everybody. Eevee? By the way, we got the Aerodactyl.
Our whole audience is Pokemon heads. Come on,
right? Is the Aerodactyl? You into that?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Yep, just found it. That's Aerodactyl, #1 Pokemon fossil. Forrest, what's the condition of Forrest? What's the condition of that card?
Did you put in that it's a pre-release? Because it says it on the thing. Yeah, it says pre-release in the corner.
Yeah. What's the condition of that card?
It looks pretty good.
Like, because, brother, there's no way this is real. The most recent sold on that card, the pre-release, is $1,300.
Well, that's silly. I'm gonna put these probably in the Digletts so that they're
somebody made a good point. If you're willing, those would be good auctions for the for your charity stream.
Maybe.
What was the other one?
Maybe.
An Eevee card?
There's an Eevee. Looks like an Eevee, but it looks like a Flareon, but it says Eevee on top.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a Flareon, but that's an Eevee card. Okay, here it is. Okay, that is Mutant Eevee.
Mutant Eevee.
I think it's a My Mutant Eevee promo.
Oh yeah, no, it says the genetic code is irregular. It may mutate if it's exposed to radiation from elemental stones. I guess that's kind of getting you interested in what the concept of an Eevee is at the bottom there.
Yeah. Trying to find it. Eevee number 11, found it. Fuck.
Is it worth the fucking...
I'm assuming that's not a 10.
$200 and a blowy behind the cheddars?
I'm going to assume that is not a PSA 10.
Oh.
Because the last sale of a PSA 10 was $6,250.
Somebody would probably really enjoy that. I'll send these off and get
This is why I'm never going to get into Pokemon cards. Because what?
I've got a box also. The problem is I keep finding shit, but I'm not like a collector guy, so I don't know what things are worth. But like, I've got this fucking box of things that I found over here.
Oh shit, I was wrong. Your Aerodactyl, the pre-release version, is $5,806 for a 10.
Oh, neat. Do you like comic books?
Love comic books.
So I found this. It is a when does it have a publishing date in here? I don't know where to find the publishing data on comic books.
Forrest is laundering money via Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards would be a great way to launder money, man. It's a cash-heavy business.
They would be.
Cash-heavy business.
Okay, so I've got this copy. It's Spider-Man, and they introduce the Vulture and stuff in this one.
Which one is that? Amazing Spider-Man number what?
I don't know. Where do I find this? Oh,
right on the front cover.
63. Is that where it says 63 August?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no,
60. Yeah, so it's number 63. Introduction to the Vulture. I can already tell yours isn't it isn't going to be a 9 because I can see the fraying on the top edges. A 9.8, sure. A 9.8 of that just sold for $15K.
Oh, nice. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. I find this shit laying around.
$40, 8 like 200.
I don't know what to do with these things, is what I'm saying. And so I'm not a collector or anything, and I don't know anybody who knows stuff. And so
I mean, if you don't want them, send them to do them for charity.
I want to get them like fancy graded and whatnot, so that I know what to
the comic book.
The
comic book it's probably not worth it to grade. Just take it to a comic shop that because a lot of people who work there, they don't even. It's not even that they're going to grade it, but they know what it might be graded if you were to get it graded. The Pokemon cards. Just look up if any Pokemon convention is happening in your... Yeah, Matt's saying put them in plastic. The Pokemon cards, I don't know what the Pokemon cards quality are from the picture you showed, but yeah, those should be in hardcover plastics right now. Like, I'm not joking.
Sitting in a cardboard box over here with a bunch of other weird shit that I found at garage sales and whatnot.
Take them out of that box.
Okay.
Put them on it somewhere where nothing will touch them, and just go on Amazon right now and order hardcover sleeves. So that way nothing happens. Because if that's a $10,000 card that you're sitting on right now,
brother, I'll rip it up in front of you right now. Fucking
Forrest, you are literally
comic
hosting a charity stream in a month.
Right, well, I gotta figure out what these things are before I know how to, because if I give it away for a $10 donation, people are gonna be mad.
If there are no. If there are any, you're in Utah, right?
Basically, it's Oklahoma, but.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to Oklahoma? Ugh.
Yeah, you're going to Oklahoma. Yeah, have fun with that.
Oh, great. Hold on. I'm going to see if there's any Pokemon card shows near you anytime soon. September 12th and 13th, there's a Pokemon card show. There's a Pokemon card show today.
Oh, nice. I can do that instead of
literally today in Oklahoma City, there's a card show.
I have just bought a 100 pack of comic book bags and boards, which is probably more than I need. And I will put those together.
You need something for the cards.
Oh, fuck me. Okay,
figure out what grade they are. Then you just find out what they were last.
How do I send it to the PSA, isn't it?
Before you, because the PSA is going to cost you money, right? It costs money to send out for a PSA. And there are horror stories of people who get their cards
of
back.
The fucking things. I need here's a 10 pack. Here we go. I'll get this 10 pack.
Yeah. All I'm saying is keep them nice. And then, I mean, maybe put them in hard slabs. And then you can sign the hard slab for the stream. So you don't sign the card itself. You just sign the hard case it's in. And you auction that off. If you don't want them, I would keep them because that's a lot of money. But if you don't care and you'd rather use them for the charity thing,
well, I think somebody would really appreciate them. So maybe I'll sell them for a reasonable price and then use that money for something. I don't know. I don't know what anything is, and so
yeah, I would just get a couple of hard card holders, some hard plastic card holders, put them in those. Right?
Oh, does PSA do other things besides cards? They do other.
They'll grade fucking anything. If you pay them enough, they'll grade whatever the fuck they want.
I do the comic books too?
Yes, PSA will grade a comic book, but just be wary. Sometimes your comic book will be worth more outside of the grade if they grade it low.
Oh.
Sometimes people would rather have an ungraded thing, and from you can show me the comic book again, but from the look of it, it's not going to get much of a high grade.
Well, I assume if someone was going to buy it, they would want an honest understanding of what they're buying, and then they could decide to crack that open if they'd like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're just looking for the grading. Like, if you just want to get it graded, go nuts. CGC would be better than PSA. Yeah, you could get it graded through something other than PSA. But again, the grading is what's going to determine I just use price charting, and so the grading is going to tell you when the last comps, like I said, yesterday, that Aerodactyl sold as a PSA 10, the non-pre-release version. Yesterday, that sold for $13.25.
Neato bandito. Yeah, I mean, I could do so. I could probably make a cool thing happen with that if I had that kind of money. I could use it to fund a charity event. I could use it to do a neat thing like an installation. I'm also currently moving, so it would be handy to have that as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I go to places and I buy things that look neat and old, and I'm like, hey, this looks cool, and I'll sit on this and not
go to a card show before you even get it graded, because they've seen enough of the cards, like, especially if you're not trying to sell it. If you just want to know, like, hey, what might this be graded if I send it in, they'll be able to tell you like what they think it might be graded, and then you'll know if it's worth it to send in or not. Yeah. They know what to look for on the cards. Just if those cards are what those cards say they are, just be careful. Don't let anybody get their hands on them, especially that Aerodactyl.
Tulsa Pokemon cards or something.
Yeah, just type in Tulsa card show.
A show. So I should go to a show, not a shop.
I always trust a show more because you can get more opinions from more people quickly. Like, you can go to multiple tables and get opinions and then just sort of average out what it might be. But you can take it to a shop too. They'll probably try to get it from you at the shop a lot more.
Well, they're welcome to try, but I'll do something with it later.
Put the Aerodactyl in a hard sleeve, then get the hard sleeve signed by a bunch of biologists. That's what someone in chat said. That'd be pretty good.
Really cool.
Oh, I get it. You got the Aerodactyl and the Eevee because of evolution, and oh, wow, that took me a bit.
There's a place called Trade Routes Games here in Tulsa. That's apparently a highly rated card shop place.
Yeah, they'll be able to tell you like what it might be graded if you were to send it in, if it's worth it. They'll be able to probably look at it and tell you if there's any like imperfections that like you can't see because you're not used to cards.
No, well, I'll go there tomorrow or something. MAGA,
I've never been into Pokemon cards. I used to trade them to my brother for his McDonald's cheeseburger because I was still hungry, and I was like, I don't need these fucking cards. I'm hungry. Give me a cheeseburger.
Allison knows things about collectibles and wants to help. Allison, you're on the line with Forrest and Jovan. How are you doing today?
I'm awake. How are you?
Same. Less and less so since we don't have any fucking MAGA callers.
Yeah, sorry I can't help you there. I'm about as left as you guys are.
Yeah. So what did you want to tell us?
Anyway, the first thing you want to do is get the cards authenticated to ensure that they're real. Just about any store can do that. They'll most likely have either it's almost like a magnifying glass with like a computer attached to it. They'll scan it and they can tell you if it's real or not. Also, enough people will know just by eyeballing it with a jeweler's eye, and they can tell you if it's real or not. I know far more about Magic cards than I know about Pokemon, but I know that there's a large counterfeiting group about them. So that's something you want to do, is just verify that they're real. The comic you want to send to the CGC. You don't want to send it to the PSA for that they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to comics from everything that I've seen. That being said, I would just bring it to a dealer first and have them look at it. Any dealer who's worth their salt should be able to give you an eyeball of what they think the grade will be. I only saw the front cover for a couple of seconds, and I would probably say a 6. But I haven't gone through the book or anything.
I assume that's good.
It's not bad, but I mean, I'd have to look to see what it's worth and all that. I mean, it's an early appearance of the Vulture. It's after the Stan Lee run with Steve Ditko, so I think that's a John Romita cover. Not positive, though. I'd have to look at it closer.
Right on.
And he's like the artist that like defined Spider-Man's look for years until Todd McFarlane, basically.
Well, I'll do that eventually. But hey, we actually got a person calling in who wants to talk about capitalism, so we're going to jump on that call. But I appreciate you telling me. I will do that.
Oh my God, Marcus!
No problem. You guys have a great day.
All right, thank you so much for the advice, Allison. I'll do the things.
Anytime. Bye.
Bye.
Marcus, we did this for 45 minutes. What
It's
new
Marcus!
do you have?
Hi, Marcus.
Hey, how are you doing? Yeah,
Doing well. How are you?
okay. If you,
Marcus,
I know it's not on the list. I can just hang up. I just figured.
I'm more just confused about like what you have to say that like we didn't go over in me and you's 45-minute conversation.
I think I've been stewing on it for a while. I've actually watched the video back a couple times, and I just thought,
you know what, Marcus, because you've done more of your homework than most callers, I'm going to let you stay.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all.
Jovan the charitable.
Well, I mean, he actually went back and listened to the call. Most people don't do that. They just like come back in with another argument, and then it ends up being the same thing. So I have more faith in Marcus that he's got something new.
But yeah, also don't put it directly in a hard case. I think the last caller might have mentioned this, but you got to put it in a penny sleeve first.
What the fuck is a penny sleeve now?
They're already in a penny sleeve. It's already in a penny sleeve for us.
Okay, cool.
What's a penny sleeve?
Cool.
The sleeve that it's in right now.
Oh, the card.
That small, yes.
Okay, yeah.
No, the card is already in a small little penny sleeve. It's already in one.
Okay, I got that happening.
All right, cool. But yeah, I guess my example that I was thinking of is like your show, for example, right? I know it's already in a capitalist system, so you can't really move it to a socialist system. But just imagine your show right now if we lived in a socialism system where Trump was in charge and the direct democracy wasn't fully implemented, and Trump was dictating what, like he is, to ABC and all these networks. I mean, YouTube is a better example of direct capitalism where individual creators are allowed to do within a certain set of boundaries what they want to do.
Yeah, but
I mean, I think
Marcus,
that's
so the
just a
thing that
prime
you're
example.
confusing, so you're confusing something here. Because yes, YouTube is capitalism. I'm not a capitalist on YouTube. I'm a contractor for YouTube. YouTube controls the means of production, which is the page. If YouTube decided tomorrow to nuke my page, I'm fucked. There I go. I have no, like,
Well,
that's my entire livelihood because YouTube holds the power here, not me. I don't have this control. YouTube has all of the control. I just am allowed to like make the content I want, but I'm still a laborer for YouTube. YouTube still takes what? YouTube takes like 60% of ad rev. What percentage of ad rev goes to YouTube? They're still
45%.
I think it depends on your
Is
size.
it 45%?
It's either 45 or 55. I forget what end of the thing. It's almost split perfectly evenly with the creators, but it's 5% off, and I can't remember what side we fall on.
Yeah. Yeah, 45% to YouTube, 55% of the creator. So YouTube is still taking 45% of everything I earn on the platform.
A lot better than other platforms, I will say. YouTube is still my favorite platform.
That's my other point. There's so many other platforms that is an example of capitalism at work there. You know, if YouTube starts to be too draconian, you can move to a different platform, or even
like what? I can go to TikTok, where TikTok has now started suppressing views to sell like their, like, hey, why don't you buy a promotion? Then your video can actually get visibility. The ability to earn on TikTok has gone to shit. Facebook has now gone to shit because they've invited so many people into their creator program that, like, you just don't have the visibility anymore. Instagram doesn't really pay people to begin with. What other platform are we moving to?
So that's why you selected YouTube, because in the capitalistic market, that is the best alternative. And these other businesses are losing out on your content because YouTube provides the best experience in the capitalistic system. I mean,
no, in order to
I hate to be the guy.
But again, this isn't Marcus, this isn't defeating anything. This is just reiterating why the capitalist system is flawed. I have one place to go, and if that place decided to get rid of me, then there goes my income.
Well, what I would say is if you look at a more draconian system, like right now with the FCC and the major networks, yeah, you could argue that that's capitalism. I would too. But when you look at the amount of control that the government has over broadcast networks because of the airwaves being regulated under the FCC, where the traditional person would say that that's more socialistic because the higher level of government intervention, that when you get a bad actor in the leadership, that's just even more of a detriment than what we have under this. I wouldn't
call something more socialism because they have government intervention.
I mean, when you describe, sorry.
Well, I just, like, this is my whole thing, is we went over this for like 40 minutes. Socialism is just a system in which the means of production are collectively owned versus privately owned.
Well,
doesn't matter what the government's
doing. The FCC intervention is more of a socialism just because the airwaves are technically owned by the people, and the people through Democrat. Well, I mean, the people elected. It's a democratic republic system where, because it's democracy, we vote for our representatives who are therefore put in place to protect the resource of the airwaves through the FCC. That's why I would argue that it's a little bit more socialistic than something like YouTube, where there's less government regulation.
My problem is, in theory, okay, so I'll give you one of these. In theory, the American airwaves are supposed to be a public thing. Nobody can individually own them. In practice, that's not how it ends up showing itself. There's a reason why CBS is able to sort of take all this power, because it now has the Ellison money backing it. And there's a reason why the CBS merger with what was it? What did CBS just merge with? Somebody in chat will tell me. But there's a reason why, like, a bunch of people were against this. Well, I don't think they merged yet, but I think they're going to. A bunch of people are against this merger, right? This idea just doesn't show itself in the actual practice. In practice, it's still very much capitalist.
Why I'm so like fixated on this is I'm just wondering, how would you safeguard against the same thing happening in socialism with less of a parallel line of power that we have in the current system of capital?
Because individuals wouldn't be able to own the means of production. So they wouldn't be able to then sell those means back to people to exploit them into doing what they want. It's a lot harder to convince someone to do what you want when you can't hoard some type of resource over them.
So what would content creation kind of like, I guess you can either focus on something like you would do or something like the Colbert Report, Jimmy Kimmel, I'm just using that as an example. Like, how would you create content in a socialist economy?
My job would be gone.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything that I advocate for would be achieved. So what would there would be nothing for me to
commentate about it. There would be something to commentate.
Yeah, but I'm not really a commentator of like everything, right? I talk very specifically about like leftism. If we reached socialism, I probably wouldn't do this specific type of content creation anymore. I might still find some level in like I like doing video essays, so like things where I'm like analyzing art and how it relates to like certain things within our society, but like this job, like me politically debating and commentating on politics, it's gone. It's
so
vamoosed.
If you wanted to make your essays in a socialist system, what would that look like, and why would it be better compared to the YouTube systems now?
Well, so it's not about whether it's not about comparing it to the YouTube system now. We would be comparing it to, okay, like let's say I have to do this, but like, okay, because I'm doing video essays, they're more like an artistic thing. The community's like, Jovan, we really could use you to also do this other job part of the time. I'd be like, yeah, I can spend part of my time doing something that benefits the community, and then the rest of my time doing whatever I want, which might be the art aspect of my video essays. Or if they become so popular that the community's like, well, we really want the next one, do that. Like, don't worry about these other things. We want you to put the next one out. So it just depends. I have no problem committing part of my week to labor that benefits the community if the rest of my week can be spent doing whatever the fuck I want to do. As opposed to like having a full-time job where it's like I have to do this full-time job and then I'm so exhausted outside of it that there's nothing else for me to do except sleep.
I think that's where in your example where you say the community is asking you or requesting that you create certain products or content, I guess that's where I'm worried about socialism and there not being a backdrop or some kind of safety net for the individual in that system, where what if a certain sector gets the bum end of the stick? Like, let's say the community is 90% non-farmers, but the community says to the 10% farmers, you have to make this many widgets, and if you don't, there's going to be repercussions.
Well, the repercussions would be that we failed the community. They're not going to have some sort of like repercussions on them. Like, it's not going to be the case where the community is like, if you don't do what we're telling you to do, we're going to punish you. That's not how it works. Because they are also part of the community. They get a vote.
Maybe the farmers would just do the exact same thing that like the carriage drivers and the telegraph workers and the arrowhead makers did.
Yeah, first of all, everything is put to a volunteer first. So I'm not going to go to the farmers and say, hey, farmers, we need these widgets. I'm going to pull you from your very important farm work to go make these widgets. No, it's going to be, hey, guys, we have these widgets that need to be made. Here's the time allotment it will take to do it. Do we have anybody that volunteers to do this for us? Somebody will usually volunteer. But like, yeah, I'll volunteer to do that. And it may be the case that we're like, people who volunteer get something for it, like not a life preserving resource, but hey guys, people who volunteer, we got some extra cupcakes, so the volunteers get to have the cupcakes, or they get to do that. Like, there isn't this threat of punishment because you don't do something. It's looking at, hey, how can we all pull together to do the things that we need done? And I personally don't want people in my society who are going, well, I don't want to do that because I don't feel like helping, so y'all have fun. I don't really want that person in the group because that's not a person who's willing to actually care about the collective.
So you're saying that there would be a mechanism to expel people from the collective, and that's how you would
there will
ensure
always
that you
be
get quality
in any society. There's got to be ways to get rid of bad actors. There just has to be.
I mean, I guess you would argue that in capitalism, to get rid of the bad actors, they are just. I guess you would say that's not. It wouldn't be like. How do you get rid of what's the current
capitalism
mechanism for
to get rid of the bad actor?
Bad actor.
Yeah, we turn them into slaves.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that definition of getting rid of the bad actors. I would say that
we put them into the prison system where they are functionally slaves. They are forced to do labor for pennies on the dollar, and then the only place they can spend those pennies are at the company store for exorbitant prices. Like, it's absolutely slave labor. And in some states, they don't even get paid. Texas doesn't pay their slaves.
So I guess,
and they're forced to work in most 60% of all prison labor is labor. When we surveyed prison labor, 60% said they were forced to work through threat of solitary or loss of privilege.
So I guess in the current system, the getting expulsed from the community is just the prison system. I guess in socialism that you're proposing, it would be excommunication. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I would say if you don't want to live here, like if you don't want to engage with the society, then go homestead. We'll even set you up initially. Like, I have no problem with the community being like, listen, we'll set you up. We'll move you out hundreds of miles away from us. We'll set up your home. It'll be self-sustaining. You have to grow your food. You have to hunt your food. And if that's how you want to live separate of the community, go nuts. We're not going to come in and interrupt you. But you don't get to benefit off the stuff the community is doing while never helping the community in some way, shape, or form. You don't get to just be selfish because it defeats the entire purpose of what we're trying to accomplish.
I guess, then both systems have a mechanism for expulsion. Both systems have negative repercussions for not complying with the authority. I don't see the moral difference between the systems.
You don't see the moral difference between the systems. It's who gets to, but again, this is what we talked about. It's who is in control of productive resources.
I mean, technically, shouldn't we be in control of capitalism? The people get
because capitalism directly calls for privatized ownership. We have no say in capitalism. It's why right now worker unions are being cracked down on. We had the slowest worker union growth in the last 50 years happen this year. Amazon union busts all the time because the workers have no rights under a capitalist framework unless the government is oh, well, here's these little lousy rights that you might be able to access, but we're not going to let you collectivize. We're not going to let you unionize and take control and have bargaining power.
So I guess this might be a question that ends this whole thing. I'm hoping, maybe. But do we have to change anything with the Constitution or politically to achieve the socialist ideal that you would propose?
I mean, I'm not against still having a constitutional democracy in our new system, because the Constitution is just saying here's a set of laws and we're going to govern ourselves by these laws, and everyone is beholden to these laws, including all semblances of power. But our Constitution doesn't do enough to protect actual rights of people. So I would say yeah, we'd probably I wouldn't want to keep I'd want to rewrite a constitution for the modern day. And I'm very much in favor of rewriting a constitution every 10 years, right? Because new things happen. So your constitution should update with new things. But there probably need to be a bunch of changes to the Constitution to reach some level of socialism if we're still keeping our state government.
Well, I mean, I think I'm
It
pretty
also needs to be
sold on that
longer.
idea
Let
of
me
individual
just. It needs to be longer. It's too short right now.
So you so you're so I'm presuming you'd probably have a little bit longer of a Bill of Rights with more enumeration of the rights and powers of the individual versus like assumed rights, natural law kind of already baked in.
Yeah, well, I don't
That's kind
believe
of
in
what you're
natural law. I think natural law is kind of silly. But yeah, there would be more rights in terms of rights of the worker, like rights of the working class. And it would hard out, like we would need the Constitution to hard out that like no individual can own productive means. You can personally own property all day, all night, but and we would need to outline like, okay, these are what specifically private means are. This is what it means to like, that would need to be outlined, but like that would be probably number one in our new constitution, is that we're building a society in which we're collectivizing productive resources. So we kind of need to outline that in the Constitution.
So like, I mean, at some point, like right now, we're both using phones in the advancement of making your content. Would that be a collective item that we get issued to us from the government as a phone, or
no? Again, the productive means of my YouTube page is YouTube. Right? YouTube is the productive means. I don't own YouTube.
So not the
it's
camera,
privately owned.
Not the camera, privately owned camera. So like that sounds a lot like capitalism. If you're still maintaining
it doesn't
your
sound
own
like capitalism in
private
any
property.
way, shape, or form, friend. I've very much distinguished the differences here.
But like, I mean, if there's still private ownership, wasn't that the biggest part of your definition of socialism?
Okay, Marcus. There is a difference between private ownership and personal property. And I'm pretty sure I made this distinction with you before. So it shouldn't be the case that we're once again having to do the distinction between private property and personal property. The things I personally own are mine. The things I personally own are mine. The things that are privately owned would be land, labor, capital, and technology. I don't own the land.
And technically,
YouTube owns the land that their servers run on. I don't own the capital. YouTube has all the capital. I don't own the technology. That would be patented by YouTube. Their algorithms, their feeds, that's all YouTube's. And I don't own, what was the other one? Labor? YouTube YouTube owns my labor because they are paying me for my labor. YouTube owns my labor.
Well, I mean, technically, you're not an employee of YouTube, so you own a company.
Yes, no. I'm a contracted employee of YouTube. I get a 1099 from YouTube every year.
Well, a 1099 just means that you're your own tax entity. So it's because technically all of the different tools
because
that
I'm
you
a
use
contractor.
to make I guess what getting to my point is that you own your camera, which you can deduct from your business side taxes every year. You own your podcast equipment, the microphone, all of that.
The labor I put in when I publish a video, Marcus, this is getting so frustrating. I got to be honest. I expected more.
I mean, I'm just like I think we're at a point where, I mean, the definition of capital of what people own we're just not agreeing on like what is a function of what a work product versus what is personal private property. And I don't think we're ever going to really get to the same point on that.
Then go read Capital, Marcus. Go read Capital. Just go read Capital, and then call back.
Okay. I mean, I'm just using the definition of like IRS tax law on what is capital. But
why would I be using
do some more research?
Why would I be using the? Okay, yeah, go read Capital.
I mean, okay. Well, appreciate it. Hope you get some MAGA callers.
I do too.
Russian. All right. Catch you later.
All right.
Does anybody know how to like automatically refresh monitoring in OBS? Because every single time I've got like music and stuff that I use in certain scenes, and every single time I open OBS, I have to go through and turn the monitoring is on, but I can't hear it unless I go in and turn it off and back on again on every single one. I have to go in and do it, just manually toggle that button. And it takes like 2 seconds to do, but it's just fucking obnoxious.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
So like I've got like, for example, if I am walking away from my stream, I've got like a BRB screen. I've got a starting soon screen. I've got like some soft jazz that plays out when I'm on like the cool chat hangout stream. And all of those have files, media files that are in OBS to be a part of that scene. But I've got the thing to put out to the stream and go to my monitor so I can hear it. And every single time I open OBS, I have to turn monitoring off and on again in order to make sure I hear it. I just have to refresh.
Why don't you just
monitoring.
Why are you using OBS as why don't you have like Wavelink or something to be your because like so for take me for instance, everything that plays, well, there's like 2 files that play through OBS specifically, but everything else is fed through my Wavelink, so that there's just a singular Wavelink input going into OBS on all my scenes. And then I just am monitoring via Wavelink, not via OBS. But also you can probably if you have a Stream Deck, you can probably set a button to it.
That's how I have like these buttons going on, but then the music that's part of the scene is part of the scene separately. I'll show you after.
Why do you have to turn? It should just be set to whatever it was set to when you close out of OBS. OBS saves.
It's set to the same setting. It just doesn't work until I go and turn it off and on again. Matt Dillahunty has a very important question. Matt Dillahunty, welcome to the line with Forrest and Jovan.
Hi. I don't know if I have an important question. I'm just, like, you guys can't get MAGA callers, and I can't get serious Christians. I mean, if we just won across the board, have they all given up? Because I was in chat.
100%, yeah.
And a chat is like the only place where I'm not under my own name, because it's sans.deity@gmail.com is my Gmail. And so I'm in there, and right off the bat, somebody's like, hey, Matt, are you going to rebook your debate with Andrew Wilson, or are you going to run away again? And I'm like, wow, it's hilarious, because the only time I ever think about Andrew Wilson, apart from laughing at how he doesn't know how a trilemma can't be true, and he can't open a jar, and he mocks people for eating pussy. Go, big guy, you so bad, is when his little simps come in to pretend like I'm afraid of him. Why on earth would I have walked out of a debate with Andrew as opposed to everybody else? Oh, it's because he's a liar who mocked trans suicide and who was willing to concede. But if you guys want, not you two, but if the simps who are out there who are too afraid to call in and defend, who are too afraid to interact with you, if they think they would do better against me, I'll be happy to go live, and any and all of them can call in and get schooled. It's absolutely hilarious. They've got to stop gargling his nuts.
Are you on the? You're not doing the Sunday show this week?
No. I was supposed to be at a reptile expo, and then we canceled it.
Oh.
But you got the hang up and stuff, right? Like I was saying, you have other shows you do on this channel. They can call
I have the hang up on Wednesday. These little bitches just show up in chat and talk shit, and just, I mean, it's hilarious.
I get the same thing all the time with Jim Bob. I still have people calling in telling me I'm too scared to debate Jim Bob. Like, Jim Bob was too scared to have a casual conversation where he wasn't allowed to use slurs. That was my only stipulation.
Weren't you planning a debate for us with me and you? What happened with that?
Yes. There's this Catholic channel that does, like, they claim to do Catholic comedy, and then they also, I guess, don't like trans people or whatever. That's been trying to get my attention for a long time. And we spent weeks trying to set up a debate, and it was just problem after problem after problem. And so at a certain point, I was like, hey, man, I've given you more attention than I have ever given anybody on this topic. We're out of time. I'm booked up for the next several months. Call in to the line, and I will talk to you at any time. And the dude still hasn't called in. So, like, it's just over and over, man. It's whatever.
It's also wild. Somebody just said,
hang out.
Somebody just said they were there when the Atheist Experience first appeared in the 90s. You were my first dude. I started hosting in 2004. By the way, if anybody's going to the back cruise this weekend, why don't you ask the ACA exactly what I did wrong to have my life membership canceled and my email stolen and my name to be banned while they bring in the people who tried to stage a coup. But, that's just me.
Dog.
Yeah. Anyway, caller is an obvious troll, is the problem we're having now, yeah.
Yep, I've had my teeth knocked out. That's what somebody was like, Matt doesn't sound like Matt. And I'm like, well, I don't have my teeth in right now, and I'm on the phone rather than
when
with
Jimmy
my teeth
was
and a good
testing out the
microphone.
screener earlier, he sounded so weird. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, the phone
Why do you
makes everybody
like
sound
that?
terrible.
I think it's the call-in studio. I think there's some manipulation there in the.
Somebody also pointed out the dude who played me in that movie also said that he welcomes debate, and he's a debater and he welcomes debate. And I'm like, hey man, let's debate. And he deleted all of his comments. He hasn't said anything since. So like at a certain point, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm right here every week, just about. Like I don't know.
By the way,
I'm here all the time. Mike in the chat would love to talk to you. You know where to call. We have a dearth of callers right now. You will be on the phone immediately. You won't have to wait in line, and you can call me out in a way that matters in front of tens of thousands of people. We have 2,000 people watching right now. These streams get 30 or 40,000 people by the end of the week.
Is that true?
Would love to talk to you. Yeah.
Where are you getting this 2,000 number?
I just
Hey, they're asking you to mute me, so I'm going to hang up.
We do actually have a fuck ton of people watching. That's crazy.
We'll see you later.
Good.
Man.
I just wanted to hang. I just want to hang with my friends since there aren't any real callers. You guys go have fun.
Bye, man.
Yeah, there's a 1.8 thousand on the YouTube side, and the last time like I was on with Lux, I'm looking at just my last show has 21,000 views after 9 days. So like that's usually how these go. You get about 2,000 people watching. You get about 20, 30,000 people by the end of the week. This channel has worse views than the line. But like, if you got something to say, here we are. We remain here.
It's just, there's no way 2,000 of you all agree with us. I think the issue is we need to
We're too dumb for 2,000 people to agree.
No. I think Jimmy needs to not do the combined horizontal vertical. I think he just needs to go back to the individual vertical stream on the there is a vertical, but it's combined. So it's this new feature YouTube has, but everything in me is telling me that it's just tanking visibility to people that are not already following you.
Interesting.
Is there anybody in here who's watching on the vertical that came in here that doesn't follow us? That's my question. That doesn't follow or watch the content, but found it in the vertical.
That's a good question. Because I would be curious to know.
I think they're only showing it to people that already follow you.
Yeah, I don't want to just be broadcast to people that agree with me. It's kind of the problem.
I have to say
with the whole
something,
show.
chat, and I might have to be hard on you, chat. Every person that comes in and goes, we hate the vertical, then you don't want us to get calls. Like, just suck it up. If you don't want to watch the vertical ones, watch the calls when they're reposted and they're not vertical anymore. But like, unfortunately, horizontal lives don't get native viewers. The vertical ones do. If you want people to call us, you have to just accept that the vertical videos have to exist. They just have to. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
If there was, bro, if there was a way around it, I would gladly, but there isn't.
We got one person in the queue, one person screening. I'm waiting to see. No, the person in the screening didn't make it through. So we're going to take Susan.
Most likely final call of the day, Susan.
Most likely. And it just says in the call screen, reverse poll tax. We're going to figure out what that means. Susan, you're on the line with Forrest and Jovan. How you doing today?
Hi, guys. So this was just kind of a random thing that I remember my mom mentioning once when we were bullshitting, and I thought I'd bounce it off of you, but she suggested that anybody who makes over a certain amount of money, that like the IRS should flag them and have their voter registration suspended until they do a certain number of hours of community service. And I'm sure there's some terrible problem with that, but I wanted to hear what you guys thought.
It's unconstitutional.
A reverse poll tax?
I know, but and I know it's unconstitutional, but I mean, like, just like hypothetically.
Wait, what's unconstitutional? I dissociated. What are we saying is unconstitutional?
So the idea was, if you make over a certain amount of money per year, the IRS flags you and has your voter registration suspended until you do a certain number of hours of like volunteer work or community service, to kind of force the rich people to stay in touch with the rest of us, and then that would be the only way they could vote again.
Oh, yeah, no.
Not into it.
I'm sure there's like some horrible problem with it, but like I couldn't figure out what it might be. So I thought I might bounce it off of you guys since you got nothing else going on here tonight anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like Forrest said, it's just unconstitutional. There's no way, like, unless you can get a constitutional amendment passed, there's really no there'd be no way to do.
Right,
and I don't necessarily know that I think it would be ethical either.
Don't think so.
No, I don't think it would be.
I guess, yeah, it was just because I think I had been telling her about a debate that I had seen where this MAGA woman had called into Dean Withers, I think, and said a bunch of crap, and her dad heard it, and so he forced her to go and like join the Foreign Legion or do a bunch of volunteer work in another country. And then she came back and she was totally reformed, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, I was so wrong." And I like showed that to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, if only we could make all rich people do volunteer work like that, might teach them a lesson." But I don't know. It's just kind of a random thought.
I think that volunteer work should be a bigger part of higher education for sure. But like to make it maybe a forced thing for certain people, especially tying it to the ability to vote, I'm not a fan. No.
No. Okay. I just thought I'd check with you guys. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
I appreciate you calling in. Take care.
Sure thing.
It's horrible how many callers we're getting that are saying, I wanted to talk about this because clearly you guys aren't doing anything else. It's like, God damn it. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. But here we are.
I'm low key debating tonight. I think I want to type up a socialist constitution and see what I can come up with. If I do like a Bill of Rights, a bunch of different articles, and then like some amendments. I guess I would need amendments if I'm writing it for the first time. But I just feel like because ours has amendments, I should get to have amendments.
It started with amendments. They wouldn't ratify it without the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, so like, I think I want to come up with a socialist constitution.
Isn't that a crazy thing to start out with changes? You know what I mean? Rather than just putting them in there, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, do it. Have fun with it. Get on that. Have fun expressing yourself and making a document that could last generations and guide people, you know, into a brighter age of whatever. Do it.
Do we do super chats on this show?
Nope.
We don't.
I mean, we will if there's time and we are trying to kill time. So who wants their super chats read? $5 or more, and I'll like burn through super chats. Who wants their super chats read? Let's go. Let's do it. John Darwin said, "For the hell of it." Wait, can I send them still? Is that set up?
Where is? Yeah, just give me
it's
a
not
sec
set
to
up.
get that.
Here
No, I got
it. Show
it.
chats.
There you go.
Cool. John Darwin said, "For the hell of it." AW John Darwin. Atheist Mechanic. It was great meeting you, Forrest. I hope to meet you sometime as well, Jovan. I'll be at the Socialism Conference in September. For anybody who's there and wants to say what's up, then hey. Dean recently went out of his way to label an acceleration as crackpot leftist multiple times and put it in the video title. I might have to watch and react to that and tell Dean he's stupid. Tried calling to request advice, pushing back at MAGA, trying to insert itself into classroom. Line was going for a while, then it glitches. Push back on MAGA entering classrooms. I don't know, tell them to call us. Whoever the MAGA is, tell them call us specifically. I don't know. I don't know what advice to give you. Like, there would be so many factors on that. Like, what's the school district like? Like, do you have, like, is it more liberal? Is it, I don't know.
10 Canadian dollars. Let's hit those likes and we can get some more crybaby maggots to actually call in. And you see how well it worked. If you had sent American freedom dollars, maybe it would have worked. But you sent these fucking Canadian dollars. So it didn't happen. Jovan deserves
those Canadian
ginger nuts.
socialist dollars. True.
And I agree. It is times like this that I wish that I had red hair so I could say he can come get these ginger nuts, but I can't because I don't. Love these guys, says Paul. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. What is this? When I was a boy, Ronald Reagan was the Republican. Jesus, what the hell happened? He was never that.
Ronald Reagan.
Fucking, we don't talk about how the feminism leaves my body when that one Hollywood Undead song comes on. What are we talking about?
You don't know what Hollywood Undead is?
I do not.
They're a band.
Ah, okay. And they have a song that makes you misogynist?
I don't know. I know that the band exists. Don't ask me if I've ever listened to it. To them.
Not uncool now, but the Brave Little Toaster was so fucked up from my childhood self to be watching once a week. For real, I go back and look at old Ren and Stimpy and shit, and I'm like, this makes sense. It makes sense why I am the way
what's wrong with the Brave Little Toaster?
There's a fucking scene in it where an air conditioner commits suicide because he can't handle the system that he lives in.
Do I need to make a video about Brave Little Toaster?
You do.
Oh shit! I don't think I've watched that movie in like 20 years.
Air conditioner. If I remember correctly, it's an air conditioner that lays and he can't handle capitalism or something and he dies. He blows himself up. It's a whole thing. I read a bunch. I didn't know if we were going back and forth or what we're doing. I'll keep going.
No.
It's Mechanic Forrest. One of the Diglett cards is from the Sky Ridge series, and that was like $50 on its own. That's too kind of you to give me such a gift.
I'm more worried about the person that gave you the $5,000 Aerodactyl card.
They just had them laying around. He's like, I got a box of these because I used to work at a place. We gave them out when they first came out, and I just kept a bunch, and I've just got a pile of this fucking shit.
Give me one, bro. William Mates at Forrest team would lose to a rocket grunt still. LOL.
How dare you?
Grading is expensive and kind of iffy depending on who does it, from Agents Miskatonics. Master Neo said put the Aerodactyl on a heart sleeve and get it signed by a bunch of biologists. I told you about that one. Infidel said half of this shit just went to YouTube. True. It's actually more super chats. Don't they take 40% for super chats, right?
It is a smaller percentage, yeah. It's much smaller. And if it's a super chat that's on a charity stream, they don't take anything.
Yeah. William Mates said for Zerba Diglett. That was William Mates. Sorry, I yawned.
I did so.
Villana
I made a Zerba Diglett. Named him Douglas.
Hey, let's become centrist and be aware of stupidity. True. Thank you for the education, comrade, for your labor. Thanks, chess noob. You can go now, Forrest.
Forrest, can you explain the deistic concept of the ultimate architect? Nope. Don't know what that is. It sounds like just normal-ass deism. Somebody started this whole thing and set it all in motion and then fucked off. And you have exactly as much reason to believe in that as you do anything else. Canadian here, I don't understand why Americans aren't protesting the streets daily. You don't understand freedom. We have the freedom here in America to suffer and die and be murdered by federal agents as they disarm us and take away our constitutional rights. That's a freedom that you Canadians will never understand with your weak little brains. And then we got, you said how many dollars or more?
$5 or more.
Forrest, ginger is yellow, not red. Redhead racism. Damn right, and I'll do it again. That's another DMX lyrics for you guys, by the way.
You Damn said right, ginger with the hard R?
Again. Yeah. Did you see that thing on there was a trend on TikTok about whether or not gingers can consider themselves a minority and whether they be
so stupid.
It started out, I thought it started out as a joke, but it ended being really fucking serious with these red-headed fucking Scottish-looking people. I talking about, no, I can use the hard R if I want to, because I'm Jim. We're like, brother, please stop. It's a rough time on TikTok. TikTok is awful. And I work there. That's my biggest platform. and it's a bad place.
Is it your most lucrative though, like monetarily?
Not even close.
Yeah, I would even say
No,
visibility on TikTok has gotten so dog shit.
I'm in the special science creators fancy reward program where I'm able to make like an okay amount of money if I work really hard at it. But like it's still not even, it doesn't compare even within this it's not a light year away from YouTube still. And before then I've got 1.5 million followers there, and for the past couple of years I've been making on average about maybe $16 a month on TikTok. It's not a great place to be. But if you ever want to truly, truly deeply understand the phrase like nobody hates leftists like other leftists, TikTok. TikTok is the place you go to find leftists that have not touched grass this decade and like will seriously want to actually like not just cancel somebody. They will take somebody who has given their whole life to charity, that has fought for anti-racism and anti-sexism and homophobic and transphobic causes, and donated hours of their time and hundreds of thousands of dollars of money, but they walked in the same parking lot as a Target, and we're boycotting Target right now, and so we need to destroy this person's fucking career. You will find those people on TikTok. It is crazy. And they'll come up on your FYP with 10 million fucking likes from people being like, I always had a bad feeling about that person. There was always something off. I knew there was something. I blocked them a long time ago, and it's good to know that I was right. It's a wild fucking place, y'all. Is a wild place.
Forrest, you're gonna be moving over to I'll finish up the super chats if you want to go move over to the other thing. We have like a minute, so you might as well.
I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna launch. I'm on the Sunday show after dark with, I believe, John today.
It's John, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be on that. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye, Forrest. Motherfucker better call me tomorrow to figure out this stuff. Who do you think will be the nominee in 2028? I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be JD Vance. And then for the Democrats, I genuinely think it's between California, Mr. Name I can't forget. God, this brain fog is crazy. Who's the guy? Who's the California guy everybody hates so much? Newsom. I think it's either going to be Newsom or AOC has a big push right now in the party. Only a Hovind could not know what they're talking about so hard. True, DJ Maxx. And then have you guys ever heard the idea of library socialism, basically the public library for tools, equipment, vehicles? Yes, I have actually, Gentleman Viking. Will probably work. Guys, that's our show. Thanks for watching the show. Now we're going to leave, and that is the show. Go watch Forrest and John on their show and give them calls. Goodbye.
There's no like out